Crossover.
Oh, killer crossover.
Just crossover. It just crossed him over. Nestled another victim to the crossovers. Cross him up and sit him down.
That crossover is powered by Everlow Concrete Repair in Omaha, everlowconcrete.com. Good to see you guys in person. We can't say Happy New Year because it's past.
No, it's not. No,
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
is.
No, it's not.
Larry David.
Larry David says.
Yeah,
it is.
just because Larry David.
What's
says
the
it.
end day for Larry David?
It was Saturday, right?
The third.
The
Yeah.
third?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
I think this goes. I think this goes through like the 10th.
Oh, I'm a little shorter.
Whoa.
I'd say the 7th.
What if you haven't seen someone? Like I'm talking about first time you see someone in the new year. It's the 10th. What do you do?
Ooh,
What's up? How you
Ooh,
doing?
now that's.
What's up? How you doing?
I think I'd be a little cheesed
No, I wouldn't say.
if you said Happy New Year on the 10th.
You'd be
But
like,
Yeah.
huh? Happy New Year.
If I
How about like the how about like the 8th
Still. No.
Thursday?
No, you say, hey, how's it going?
I don't say
So
happy-
Thursday when you do the game, you're gonna see some people for the first time, maybe, and
Okay.
you'll say Happy New Year.
I'm going to try not to.
Okay.
I don't say Happy New Year in general. Like I say it on the 31st, and I say it on the 1st, and then after that, I don't really. You're more likely to get a bear down out of me than you are a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do it on your checks.
Dude,
You know,
it's-
the checks you write?
At O'Hare, like I hit 4 bear downs. Just saw 4 dudes are all wearing bear stuff, and I was just like, bear down, and they always smile. Like, yeah, bear down.
Probably the first January that's happened in quite a while.
Yeah, but you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It'd be
that's
different if you were like at the 72nd and Pacific Walmart.
yeah.
But if somebody was wearing a Bears hat at the 72nd Pacific Walmart, I would hit them with a bear down.
Is his mic on, by the way?
No,
He's not talking.
Oh, you need to talk into your microphone.
It's at his nipples right now for the
That's
radio
not where
audience.
your mouth is, Scary.
And now, granted, that
You could milk 'em?
jeez.
I have nipples.
Make room
Greg.
for daddy.
Well, okay, I
Could
got
you milk
to
me?
screw it in here.
Yeah,
There you go. We're back.
yeah, that's better.
That's pointed in the right direction.
Well, thank you.
Want it up to your mouth, not to your nipples.
There you go.
okay,
Okay,
he's
what were
got
we talking-
powerful nipples.
See, but
Bear
you know,
down.
You know what? I will say
Everybody
this.
gets a bear
So here-
down.
So hold on. About my nipples,
Yeah. What about them?
I think so. I'm very proud of
Your
trying to
nipples?
transform the body.
Any truth
My-
to the rumors of the third nipple?
I do not have a third nipple.
Okay.
Are we having a
But
press
you know what?
conference?
I went out on a date with a girl.
And she said
Whoa.
nice nipples.
She didn't have one.
She didn't have nipples.
That's what she said.
0.
That's what she said.
0.
You did not get to a point where you
Oh,
could
'cause I was a little
confirm.
freaked out. But I think
0 for 2.
I think I think
Did you say
I-
make room
hey,
for daddy?
after no, because it was before Kent came up. Kent
Okay.
used to be normal.
It was before. it was before Nebraska basketball went on the
You know
longest winning
what?
streak in the
I
country.
think with this weight loss,
Yeah.
my nipples get harder. Like more
Okay.
my like
We got to dive
Well, you
into
get
this.
colder.
yeah, but my nipples used to not get hard. Now I got nipples again.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
there's
very excited when they get hard.
I know. There's probably first off, there's a science to it. There's less fat around the nipples now. There's more muscle, so you could probably feel the tensing of your muscles more as
Oh.
opposed to when you had fat all over them.
Okay.
So you have,
I haven't really studied the nipple,
yeah.
but I'm now
This
my
is
nipples
something.
are hard.
Okay. How often are you?
It makes sense.
How
Yeah.
often are your nipples getting hard?
Periodically. But they used to not
Does
get
it just
hard.
happen for you?
You get cold outside.
Yeah, when it gets cold outside.
All
But
those,
you-
all those Chiefs Super
See,
Bowls,
I
no
don't
hard
bel-
nipples.
I don't I don't believe this because you wear like 18 layers, man. You are always layered up. You are Mr. Layer.
No, I don't wear a lot of layers.
Yes, you do.
No, now I'm wearing t-shirts.
How many
so maybe
layers
it's
do you
the
have
t-shirt.
on right now?
I have a hoodie and a t-shirt.
And
that's
then you have a big old coat, dude,
No, I
that
don't.
you wear.
I just
Today you
came in
do?
like this. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't layer up.
Yes, you do. You were wearing a vest and then a big old coat the other day.
People are not happy about this conversation,
No.
by the way. They're not. They're
They
like,
did
I don't.
not want to know about your nipples.
They're like, this is not how I wanted to start my
Are
new
you
year.
guys? Do you guys not? Your nipples don't get hard?
I haven't tracked it.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't have a Garmin watch. I hate those people. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I don't give a crap about your sleep score. I do not care that it was restored to
Ooh.
two.
Well, it had a
I
66 last night.
And by the way, the
Oh.
people too who show their beats per minute at sporting events, get out of my face. All right, stop it. I do not care that your heart rate went up at a sporting event.
Is a good thing.
Everybody else's does too. All right, you're not special.
So you don't like
I
when
tend to agree.
the arena gets loud, somebody takes a picture of their Apple Watch?
No, stop it. Stop doing that.
It
Why do you
happens.
Just like Amy Just.
I
It
don't. I
happens.
love Amy. She's great. Just I don't care. I don't care about your health. Unless you need my help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not a team player, I guess.
No, if
We're
you
all in this together.
if you go ahead and you tell me, hey, I'm going through some things, I'm very there. I'm like, I got you, man. Like I'm with you one-on-one, whatever you need, you got me. Other than that, though, like if you're telling me, oh, I'm doing this CrossFit training, good for you, dude.
What if I was just sitting at my house and it said my beats per minute were like 180? Would you be like, whoa?
Well,
I think it's time to intervene.
If
He needs help.
First off, why if your beats per minute are 180 and
Yeah.
you're just sitting down,
Resting.
why are you texting me? Call the cops.
I'm having a panic attack. Please help me.
I'd say here's the number.
You'd
Here's
be
the
there for me.
helpline.
And but how I did it was I took a picture of it and I sent it to you.
If you called me and you told me that you were having a panic attack, I would tell you like, why am I like, why I'm like 40th person on your list for that. Like,
Yeah, you would not give very good advice in that situation.
No, I would give great advice, but my advice would be why not your wife, or why not like
I don't know.
your
I don't know
best
why it would
man?
be you.
Or why not 911?
So what? So
Has
what
anyone previously called you in distress?
Yeah. So what you're saying is talk to somebody else.
If somebody called me in distress and they weren't like one of my parents, or they weren't my sister, or they weren't like a very close relative,
you'd tell them to call someone else.
I would tell them, calm down, you're good, you're okay, blah blah blah. Then I would tell them, probably go ahead and call this number. If you had beats per minute of 180 and you're sitting down on your couch, my advice immediately would be call 911.
Go to the hospital.
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I
welcome.
needed. That's all I needed.
Spencer says the guy with two chins. I do not have two chins. What the hell?
Do you have two chins?
I don't. I am one chin. I have one chin. Look at me. Do you disagree?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
It's not as good as it used to be. I gained a lot of weight. Okay, that's why my New Year's resolution.
You should have a beard, by the way. The people are right
Thank
about
you.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. They're right about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're wrong. It's just it's kind of a backhanded compliment.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, no, but I think you need to hear it.
It's the ultimate. Well, this is why my New Year's resolution for 2025 is health. I need to be healthier.
Or just have a beard all the time. It just masks all of it.
But no,
You actually don't need to be
on this
healthy. Yeah, if you just have a beard.
But I want to be healthy. I want to be hot.
I mean, I do too.
I want to be hot. I need to get a girlfriend, man. Got weddings coming up. Need plus ones.
Now you're trying too hard.
What do you mean?
You're always talking about how you need a girlfriend. You know?
It happens organically.
Exactly.
But I'm not trying.
I don't know. I just don't want you to force it. That's all.
I take what the defense gives me. I find my spots. I take my shots.
So they're
Okay.
pitching a shutout right now, or what?
Man, they're in
But
a
you're
zone.
trying.
They're in a
Well,
zone, and we
3
can't
outs.
figure it out.
3 and outs, and you don't have a
Yeah.
decision to go for it on 4th down.
Andrew, by the way, says Matt said on Friday that he has the beard exclusively for the double chin. Is this true? I didn't hear this.
I agree.
Now you're offended by it?
No, I'm not offended, but I also it's a wake up call. I'm gonna get a Bowflex. I'm gonna commit.
A Bowflex?
Yeah.
What is this, 2004?
Yeah, Bowflexes are awesome, man.
That's a shake weight.
That's a Bowflex.
Would you like
Is the
would you like
Bowflex the one that you put on
The Bowflex is the band, the
Yes.
thing with the bands.
Shake weight and Bowflex
Yeah.
are much different.
I'm gonna.
How did you even know about Bowflex?
Yeah.
I was
Great
quoting. I
question.
was quoting Star-Lord from Avengers: Infinity War. That's
Okay.
the line he says. He goes, "I'm gonna get a Bowflex. I'm gonna
Would you
commit."
like a thigh master?
I don't know, Gary. I don't. I'm okay.
Suzanne Summers.
Suzanne Summers. She made a career out of thigh master.
How about a row of like the
No,
row machine?
no.
Now,
That's a full body
no,
workout.
that
that
is-
is so.
that looks like hell.
Is it Orange Theory?
Orange Theory, very good.
Yes, they're big into the row.
They love a good row. I think Hot Works has a row
yeah,
too.
I think that's a great workout.
That is a full body situation.
Should ask Lane Kiffin. I bet Lane Kiffin probably does the hot rowing.
Oh, the egotistical maniac that now coaches at LSU.
Correct.
Yeah, who's getting paid for the success of Ole Miss?
I saw he was going to take over Venezuela this weekend.
Yeah, be a great move for him. I hear they have oil. Like, go ahead and get in the NIL.
It was just one of those things I saw on the internet, so I didn't dig into it.
I feel bad for Texas Tech. I think the price of oil might go down, which would be bad for their college football.
I saw
team.
that post too.
Now, I will say that the futures trading on oil is a little bit down today because there's some uncertainty.
Sure.
Kalshi?
Yeah, is
What
this a
that?
Kalshi thing?
Is this a Kalshi thing or is
It's,
this like a stock
They're
market
advertising
thing?
on straight TV now.
So there is.
I
like
know
a-
they're mainstream.
There's a story out there that Polymarket started to, like on Saturday, add more content about invading Venezuela. Yeah, like they
That thing has
started
gotta
in
go.
the futures
Oh, yeah.
market,
That
and
is
it started to increase.
not
with more
appropriate.
options.
I agree with Connor.
And then the Papa John's that's closest to the White House all of a sudden had a surge.
Yeah, that's always the tell. Right?
I think that the betting on everything, and now we can bet on like political press conferences and what they're going to say.
Inappropriate.
We have jumped the shark. Okay. We have fully done it. We do not need to bet on what Donald Trump is going to say during the State of the Union. Okay. There already are plenty of ways you can lose your money. You don't need to do it that way. People are betting on what the New Year's Eve, like what kind of camera shots they're going to go ahead and show during the New Year's Eve celebration.
Well, you could have bet on what Andy Cohen.
That was funny.
That
was objectively funny.
But that was crazy.
I mean, it was crazy.
Well-
Did you see Scott Van Pelt's deal?
Yeah.
That was a great pivot.
That was hilarious.
But I think he had more of a problem with the fact that they were just people.
I think he
making
was
out on
just
TV.
surprised.
Yes.
I think he was just surprised.
Just caught off guard.
Those shows are only good by how drunk people are. Like
But they're really
Andy
only.
Cohen
I'm
and
about to
Anderson
say.
Cooper
There
are
you go.
perfect
Yeah.
because by the time they make it to the ball dropping,
Boy,
they are sloshed, and both of them are lightweights.
that's a great point because I watched Ryan Seacrest just because that's what we do in our house. You watch Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. It seemed like he wanted to be anywhere else. He did not seem like he was enjoying himself or that he cared about the things he was saying.
Andy and Anderson, it's off the wall. Like Andy Cohen was giving out his PIN number.
I know.
And then,
But I don't understand how they
Anderson
do.
Cooper read the lyrics to Wood,
Yes.
Taylor Swift song, which if you read the
Yeah.
lyrics and you just read them normal, yeah.
But the thing that I don't get though is how do they have the ability to stay so family friendly while they're hammered? Like it's
Great
so
point.
impressive how they haven't got canceled for that show yet. I would have said something
I
ridiculous.
think it's hard to cancel
Well,
those.
But here's the thing, like, so I was thinking, what if we did this? What if we all got in a room and celebrated New Year's on the air,
and we got hammered.
but we were hammered the entire time? One of us would inevitably say something horrible,
We could have done that
I do it
after
when I'm
the
sober.
Vegas Bowl.
and
Yeah, we could have.
and we would have
But
been
we've been
canceled.
drinking through the whole football
And
game.
they do it on national TV in front of a gigantic audience, and yet there they are.
But they're good. They're good at it. They're good
I
at
know.
keeping it together.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Well,
they're
it's
impressive.
a skill. It's a skill. I
So the
think.
one thing I know they've eliminated, Dana Bash one year was out in Colorado and she got high on the air.
Hello.
And it became a train wreck.
Yeah.
So I
sure.
don't think they send anybody out to Colorado anymore.
That makes sense. That's a good bit, though. Send them to a different place that's known for, send them to Portland, and they
Yeah,
can
send
go
'em to
do
Portland.
some shrooms or something.
Do a different drug every New
Hey,
Year's Eve
yeah.
on
Guys,
the
but
air.
Hey, we are going to Eugene. You guys are in for a treat. It is a
Well, are you trying to will this into existence, or
no? We're going to do this every year. That's the best road game next year.
No, I don't disagree with you, but it's like the powers that be. I don't think they are aware of your plans could go to Eugene, Oregon.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, like this is a Gary Sharp plan. This
it's-
isn't the. I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
January 5th.
Everyone
We're
could
live.
dream.
Garrett, I
Everyone
love you.
could dream.
I love you. I love you. You're not calling the shots in this regard.
I love
okay?
you.
You're not. You probably send us out. I mean, we're just lucky they're not playing in Northwestern. They'd send our ass out to Evanston, and then they would ask me if I could house people.
And would you?
Do you want to stay at my parents' house?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm a stay at a hotel guy.
Yeah, there's a hotel right next to my parents' house. You
No,
know.
I'd like to go to your parents for a meal of food.
Yeah,
That's
Abuela will make us,
Oh.
stuff, and we'll have a great old meal.
I want to see the
Have a great old time.
figurines.
The what?
The figurines.
in the front yard.
Oh,
The statues.
yeah. Well, Dad will bring them out for you if you really
Thank you.
care about it.
Take them out of storage just for us.
Dude, it's crazy. I was out at the house. I was out there for 12 days. And there would just be cars that would stop in the middle of the street and be like, why are they stopping out there? And then they would like come out and they would take a picture. And then Dad would like run out there and be like, here, come here. And he'd like show them the stuff.
Well,
That's
when
awesome.
is the Northwestern game?
No,
Next
they
Well, we
year?
don't know yet.
Well, that's true. We
No,
don't
they
know.
don't play Northwestern next year.
Yeah, they don't.
Oh,
their
that's
road
right.
games, the road games are not great.
no,
It's
they go to
Eugene,
Eugene,
Iowa City,
Maryland, or no, sorry,
Rutgers.
Rutgers.
They
I
go
was
to
just-
Michigan State.
I was thinking if the timing was right, we could help your dad set up.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be perfect.
Good content.
it's a-
Northwestern Nebraska is usually an October
Yeah.
affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Dad has no problem with having them up through Thanksgiving. He has. If it were up to him, they'd be up year round.
I've heard about the tour because they stop at your house and they go to the Home Alone house.
Yeah. Well, no, the Home Alone house is far away from where
That's
I'm at.
right next door.
No,
It's
it's
right next
not.
door.
No,
It's in
that's-
Chicagoland. It's
That's
in the suburbs.
That's in Winnetka. Okay.
Winnetka Matt.
No,
That's
I'm
what
s-
you are.
I'm literally, if you threw a stone out of the window of my room, it would land in Chicago.
But why is your room not in Chicago?
My room's in Skokie. We don't want to pay those taxes, brother.
I find it hard to believe that I could throw a rock to Chicago from your
That's-
house.
Yes, you can. You totally could. You just have to get it across Pratt. You can throw it 50 yards.
You think I could throw a rock 50 yards?
Yeah.
A pebble? I don't know. It's not
You
the
can throw a rock 50.
not the kind of flight that I'm looking for. Maybe like a lime or something like that.
You can throw a tennis ball.
I can throw a tennis ball to
You can
Chicago.
throw a tennis ball to Chicago from my house.
Would you like living in a house where everybody stops and takes pictures?
No, I hate
No,
it.
not
It's
at all.
obnoxious and it's
'Cause
weird,
doesn't
and I don't
somebody-
enjoy
didn't-
it.
There's somebody that actually lives in the Home Alone house, right?
Yeah.
Well, I
don't know.
Also, there's someone who lives in the Breaking Bad house, and they got
Oh.
triggered and put like a fence up,
Mhm.
and
Because people were throwing pizzas on the roof.
and anytime anyone comes by, they're like, "You have to leave." This
Does
is
somebody live in the Home Alone house? I'll tell you this right now. I would hate it.
Yeah.
somebody
some-
definitely lives in the old Home Alone.
Somebody posted pictures of the inside of it, and it's completely remodeled, like all the wallpapers off the walls because it's 2026.
Yeah, like good for that person. What am I like?
So
What
what-
am I supposed to do? Like not
we know
increase the
around
value
here,
of my house because some movie?
the house right down the street where Buffett lives, people stop and take pictures.
Indeed, they do.
Now they increased the security. The fence got higher. The shrubbery
Mhm.
got a little higher.
But they still know where it is.
But what if you buy that house and you're new and you're not Buffett, and people still stop by to take a picture?
Well, I mean, you're going to be really ticked off because you're going to pay a handsome penny for that house because it was Warren Buffett's old house, and then you're going to get there and be like, I don't know if this
I was-
is, I don't know if I,
I
got
was
my
actually-
money's worth
I was
here.
actually going to ask. Don't you think that would decrease the value?
Yeah,
though?
you can negotiate that down a little
Yeah.
bit. Say, hey, look, there's
It is
going to
in
be
a
the
good
looky
spot,
loos
though.
around
That's
once a
good
year.
neighborhood.
Yeah, great spot, great location, and obviously great. Have you seen the floor plan? He's got some stuff in there.
I've never
Oh,
seen the
no.
inside.
Oh yeah, check it
I
out in the
could-
DC assessor.
I couldn't find it.
Oh.
They sent me there. I couldn't find it.
How could
Well, you can. Yeah.
Well,
It's me. Come on. I could
Yeah.
do things that you
there
didn't
was
think I could do.
every Asian tourist
Jeez.
in Omaha?
there must not have been any.
What are we? Come on, Garrett.
You know, white people
Come
are
on.
tourists too.
There, thank you, Josh. I mean, you're saying the quiet part out loud, even though I mean it's not wrong, but it's wild. You just said that.
There are buses of Asian tourists that are in town for
right.
that weekend.
What are you doing?
That
Many
They
different countries in
drop them off
Asia,
on
Japan,
Florida, and
India.
they get their long
Doesn't mean they look a
lenses
certain
out,
way.
Hey,
and
Pete
they
Carroll
take
got fired.
pictures.
Whoa, really?
There you go. Pete Carroll got fired.
Stick
Oh.
to the topic.
Thank you, Raiders. That
They
was
bring-
helpful.
They take pictures. They take selfies. They run in front of cars, not looking, because that's all they've heard
Oh.
about. They've learned in books about his house. Why am I wrong? We love their money
No
in the
one-
first
no
weekend
one-
in May. Go look it. You can't get a hotel room, by the way.
That is
in
true.
Omaha right now.
That is true.
Well,
I
that's
tried
your
to.
anniversary.
I tried to go to get my anniversary
That's
dinner.
not moving with the change of
No,
power there,
they're
right?
still- as of right
Okay,
now. Well, yeah,
okay.
because the guy that's now in charge is from New Orleans.
I love the double down. I think the double down just made that 10 times better. You're not wrong. You're not incorrect. Just some things just don't need to be said, but that's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything's okay.
Mm.
Everything's cool.
There
Mhm.
were 150 people. Okay.
It must have been in between buses when Matt went there because,
Yeah.
now, granted, if there's no one looking at the house,
I
you
could not.
You wouldn't
I
know
could-
which
I
house.
literally drove right by it, and I'm like, they're all normal. I was expecting like pillars, I was expecting like a.
No, you could barely see the top of the house. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they-
very nondescript.
it probably about, I don't know. Well, when I first moved to Omaha, and people told me where it is. The fence was not as high and the shrubbery wasn't.
Yeah,
But as more people found out where he lives,
sure.
it got higher.
The shrubs grew as he got more famous. The
Well,
shrubs
as you look
grew.
like you,
Oh my
so
God,
yeah,
Warren had a
so-
great year. They
so
went
when
up a
you're-
good 8 feet.
No, when you drive by, you used to, because there's always a light, it seemed like, on in the kitchen. And you used to be able to kind of see into the kitchen. And now you can't.
Huh? That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I was expecting something more. I've seen a picture of it. I know what it looks like. I didn't see it in person. I was expecting something a little more grandiose.
Is that
you
like-
know?
So
It's
is
very
that,
nondescript, like
everybody,
Warren.
Everybody
Yeah.
that grows up in Omaha knows where he lives.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there
I thi-
anybody else that like is famous that
Oh.
where, like Willie Thiessen?
Um,
You know where Willie lives?
Walter Scott. I knew where Walter Scott lived.
I know where one of the gals
Way
from
up north.
Mulberry Lane lives because they have that Mulberry Lane sign outside.
I know where
their
Rusty
house.
Lord lives.
Yeah.
But I don't think the public does.
Yeah. I can ballpark.
I know where Josh Peterson
I
is.
can ballpark it.
What happened to Mulberry Lane? They used to come in here all the time and record a show.
They do a radio show, and then like they're kind of like basic white girl Christmas now.
Nice.
Santa Baby 1180.
I know where that lives.
R.I.P.
So
It'll come back. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
rock. Pick it from some.
Where did Walter Scott live?
Way up north on 72nd.
Bud Crawford.
Way
He
up
is-
north on 72nd.
He has added security because somebody broke into his house, which I think is crazy.
Bold
because all
move.
the security he has.
Yeah, very bold.
Yeah.
yeah, you're not joking about the shrubbery. It's there. It's blocking.
You're looking at some
Kugler.
some shots.
I'm looking at some shots.
Yeah, you could barely see that from the road.
It's a good house.
See, this is why I'm never going to buy a house on an exclusive golf course because, we've all played country clubs.
Yeah.
And they'll all go, hey,
yeah.
there's
Well,
Hoiberg's house at Firethorn.
That's
Or they'll go,
true.
hey, there's Mac's house.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I-
Let's hit one over there.
I've
Take a timeout, damn it. Just pebble, just pummel his house with
speak
golf
for
balls.
yourself. Okay. I haven't had the luxury.
Oh,
Every
you got
time
it.
you play at Firethorn, people will point out, oh, there's Hoiberg's house.
Yeah.
Or there's where Miles
kinda
used to
cool.
live.
That's
Or
kinda
John
cool.
Cook or any other.
I
Just
like
pick
that.
a
People
random
will walk
coach in
down the
Nebraska.
street downtown and they'll look at the Embassy Suites and they'll say, that's where Mike Riley lives.
Yeah, that's where that's where Satterfield lived.
He rode his bike to work every day.
what a great
5
guy.
o'clock in the morning.
Is that your Mike Riley
Yep.
impression?
Yep. It kind of is.
Now, to be fair,
Do you have a bow?
his late wife, what
Mm-mm.
they had to find a specific home.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
paint?
And they could never get
Yeah.
it built in
Yeah.
time before he got he
Fired?
fired. Yeah. I remember that.
Is your
whole
bow just
fiasco.
yelling?
Bo had a certain. I can only do bow in like really short.
I got it.
spurts.
I
Well,
got
as
it.
a DC was one of my neighbors.
So
There
I
you go.
I do that. I've been doing this forever where I go ahead and I make like my Thanksgiving dinner and then I give like a press conference about it afterward.
I've
right?
I've seen this.
and this was
And your thoughts?
this was he
I
prob-
liked the bit.
yeah. Well, that's my Matt Rule impression. Like that like I don't have the voice down. or
Your Matt Rule
anything,
impression is just like regular coach speak.
but like I said in the last one, I go, it was great to put the apron back on again. And when I have the apron back on, I'm just Chef Matt, and I just love, I just love getting down in there and, being Chef Matt. And I think that's what this
Triggered.
program
We're not
needs.
talking about backwards hats this week
know,
because I
it-
got mad about it.
Mhm.
You got really mad about it.
Mad about it.
Peterson got mad about it too.
We're all mad about
And then there was a whole conversation about gimmicks and bits, which by the way, Josh could not be more wrong about. A gimmick is a long-standing thing. A bit is just kind of like a one-off.
it. That's kind of what I think
Your
it's
gimmick-
the reverse.
No, your gimmick is who you are. If you got a gimmick, that's you. Like that's your gimmick. That's
but bits
that's
are
your deal.
recurring as we do
You
bits.
can have, but what do you call them? A recurring bit.
Oh,
right?
I definitely
But-
do not call them that. I call them bits.
But a bit is a joke. Like a bit is a joke. That is a full joke.
I think that's a gag.
Oh.
I like this conversation.
A bit is a joke. A gimmick is like your character. It's who you are. It's your character, right?
I don't know.
So like Dr. Like Kane, right? From the wrestling, like his gimmick was that like he was the dead brother of like Undertaker. Like that was his gimmick.
Correct.
But he was
Before that, he was a dentist.
but he was an evil dentist.
And then he became like the
And-
mayor.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Dr. Yanka something.
Isaac
and-
Yankum
Yankum.
DDS.
So that was his gimmick. It sucked. And so he went to a new gimmick, right? Into Kane. So
he became the devil.
Matt, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Matt Rule.
Nothing else works.
Yeah. Matt Rule, the hat was a gimmick, and like Isaac Yankum, it sucked. And so now he's got to get a new gimmick.
Find a new slant.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How about
Kurt-
not wear a hat?
We're in the Dr. Isaac Yankum era of Matt Rule's era at Nebraska.
Whoa.
Whoa.
If more people understood that, I'd put it on the poll.
So is he going to turn into Kane?
Yes. Somebody's got to kill him, and then he's got to resurrect,
Mhm.
and then he's got to defeat Kirk Ferentz in a buried alive match, and then Nebraska football will be back to glory.
Please.
Shut up and take my money.
Please let that happen.
We do have some news out of Lincoln.
Yes,
Whoa.
I
We have
see
somebody
this.
in the transfer portal.
Pete Carroll hired?
No.
No.
very well, I shouldn't say nondescript because he just went through a bunch of cuts. Nebraska will be looking for a new chancellor.
Oh, Rodney.
See ya.
Chancellor Rodney Bennett will be done January 12th.
Hey, they've had some they've had some chancellor turnover, Gary.
Yeah.
Some chancellor turnover. What's up with all these chancellors?
Well, it's just Ronnie. It was Ronnie, and then
Ronnie wasn't that long ago.
No, Ronnie Green.
That's who Rodney Bennett replaced.
Yeah, I know. It was. How long was Ronnie there for?
I don't know. Was Ronnie right after Harv, or was there one in between?
No, let's see. So Ted Carter, Hank Bounds, Harvey Perlman.
Oh, Hank
Rodney
Bounds. I
Green,
forgot about
Rodney
Hank
Bennett. All kind of run together. Jeffrey Gold.
Was Ted Carter the
Yeah, but
chancellor?
he was
the
the
president.
So
Now you got Gold.
Harv was in there for 15 years, and then
God.
Ronnie was next.
For how many years was Ronnie? Ronnie was
3.
Seemed longer.
No. I'm sorry. I screwed this up.
seemed way longer.
Ronnie was there for 7.
Rodney Bennett, who
And then
wow.
Rodney was 3.
Gave the crappiest.
his last thing he
commencement
does at
speech.
Nebraska is all the cuts,
Yeah.
and now he's out.
Yeah.
And a week later,
Tough way to go.
they announced it today, and he's out on Monday.
I got to
That's
cut
crazy
myself.
that he's out on Monday.
That's right. And for my last act, I'll cut myself.
It's he's like Magic Johnson. He's like, I ain't gonna be here next year. I know he gave one of the crappiest commencement speeches I've ever experienced. I was just sitting there. I was like, God, this sucks. Like,
Have you
this is-
experienced a lot of commencent speeches?
You know what? I watch them on
Good
YouTube.
question.
Conan O'Brien has
Okay.
a good commencement speech. Jerry Seinfeld has a good commencement speech for Duke. Lin-Manuel Miranda's got a good commencement
Yeah,
speech.
but we ain't getting any of them.
There's a Admiral
Ted Carter.
at Texas.
He was the one who led the capture of Osama bin Laden. Yes.
Yeah,
I imagine that'd be pretty good.
he was like the 5 rules of life. He was awesome. I've watched plenty. I've dabbled in the commencement speech world. You know?
So you're saying
Like, hopefully one day it'll be you.
David Diggs, he had a good one for Brown.
So
I would
Bennett was
love
not-
I would love to do a commencement speech.
Half of these people are just the cast of Hamilton.
Just 2 of them. I
So
love Hamilton.
so Bennett was not as good as
He gave the most cookie cutter, you're going to do great things in life. And, Nebraska provided everything that you need for you to be a good human.
That's
and,
right.
And it was just the most nondescript, cookie cutter, non-inspirational commencement
he
speech.
does like probably 4 of them a year. So you probably just got to have a lock stock and
Give me
And he's-
something interesting.
He's the cutter guy, so he's not going to spend the money to hire
Exactly.
a
You
celebrity.
he's
Okay.
telling one of his assistants, he's like, "Come on, cook something up for me, and
There you
I want to
go.
just put it in the drawer."
If I can tell that you didn't write this speech, okay, then I'm like, what the
Yeah, but
fuck?
he's like the fallback option. Like he's the guy that has to do it if you don't get Manuel Miranda.
Do you think Nebraska would ever spend money to like get a big deal commencement speech?
Clearly
like that?
not.
Yeah.
They have $30 million
When was the
budget
last-
shortfall.
When was
People forget about that.
people do forget? College of journalism almost was
Wow.
axed.
Yikes!
So I'm guessing the no confidence vote from the faculty senate may
Whoa.
have factored into this.
Yeah.
Whoa.
May have.
Yeah, remember that? That was just a few weeks ago.
I don't
No,
remember
I
this.
don't.
Now they're looking for a new chancellor. Do you think Rule will get to hire the chancellor?
I think you should hire a D line coach
Do you
first.
think Rule will
Oh,
get to hire the
good question.
chancellor?
What gets
Oh,
hired
nice.
first, D-line coach or chancellor?
It's got to be
Great
D-line
question.
coach, right?
I don't know.
Well, we thought.
Also, who's the interim chancellor?
I don't know. That'd be a cool job to have. Dave
Har-
Remington.
Harv was the interim
Jeff
chancellor
Saturday.
before he became the full-time chancellor.
Philip Rivers, interim chancellor.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Jeff,
Steady.
Jeff Saturday would be a great one. He's done it before.
These are all
Overrated.
great options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be
Is this
awesome.
gonna be
How
an
about Barry
opportunity-
Alvarez?
Yeah, that's true.
He's a great interim guy.
Will this be another opportunity for Hank Bounds to come back?
Yes.
You know what? Bobby Petrino would be awesome.
Bobby
He's kind of busy right now with his buddy Bill.
Yeah.
Yep.
These are all great options, guys. They would all give great. You know what? John Gruden.
Your chancellor
John
hot
Gr-
board
John,
later today.
Yeah.
I just want to pick an interim. I just want to pick the funniest person that we could.
What is the funniest interim
Oh.
chancellor that you can think of?
Dave
Hot-
Remington is way up there, I think.
Hot Tua girl would be pretty good.
Okay, but that's well.
How about
That
we
would be
get the
fun.
guy from Welch's Grapes?
The
dude,
guy from Welch
or the
Springs?
Ocean Spray cranberry guy.
Oh, the guy in the bog in the commercial.
Why
Yeah.
didn't we just get the two guys
guy
from Arnold's
in
and
the
James?
bog?
The guy in the pog and the cranberry juice.
Orville
for Ocean Spray.
Redenbacher.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think
What about like Al Roker? Do you think
Oh,
Al Roker would
you
do
know
it?
what? Bill Simmons would be a great
Okay.
interim chance.
Okay.
This little budget cut situation
oh,
reminds
no,
me of the
no, no.
2009 Celtics when they had to
No,
really
no,
clear
no.
the cap
You know who
space
this
in
is
order
going to be
to make sure Kendrick Perkins was happy.
Tom Osborne.
It's the one job he hasn't had.
I don't.
You know what? It's so
I
funny.
think he might pass.
I still
think I'll
I,
pass.
I still think of the segment from the Connor Happer show where Connor, you go, every head coach has to do it. They go ahead and they're going to get the question. Have you talked to Coach Osborne? Right? They go, yes, I have, and they say the same. They're going to say the same thing. I talked to him and boy, is he still sharp as a whip. He could still
I tried to
coach.
convince him to be my offensive
Yeah.
coordinator. He said no.
But
Yeah.
he told me some really important things. And then, it's true.
What a bit.
It's true.
Every coach does.
Every coach does it.
God, when you
Rule went even farther and was like, we called the play that Tom told us to call on a Heinrich Harburg touchdown to Jalen Lloyd.
he has gotten him a couple of recruits in the last couple of years. Wouldn't you like to see, like I was telling Matt the story, there's a New York Times reporter that on Saturday called the president, like has his cell number and called him. It rang 3 times and then President Trump answered.
Mhm.
And I would be like, so like he started asking questions and President Trump was answering them. I'm like, to have that in your phone. Wouldn't you like to see Tom Osborne's cell phone? To see the best person he has in his
Ooh.
cell phone?
Which version of an iPhone do you think it is?
4.
8.
8.
He still has a home button.
8 because we're on what,
Tom-
17 now?
We're on 17. Tom got the home button. He goes, I ain't getting rid of the home button. Got to have a home button for Tom.
That is kind of confusing if you're used to the home button and then all of a sudden you don't.
I would have to think that the most famous person in Tom Osborne's phone is probably like a former president.
Oh, definitely.
He's
got some people.
You think he's got W's phone number?
He's got some people's.
He's got W. He's for sure got
Mm-hmm.
W's phone number.
Who's the most famous person in your phone? Outside of your wife.
That I don't know.
I think I beat Gary.
I went Joe Mauer.
Nice.
I have Eddie
Very
Olczyk's
famous.
number.
How do you find out?
Well,
You just scroll through your contacts.
All right. Greg Caliendo.
that might
Yeah.
That's
Frank
pretty
Caliendo.
good.
That would be a good
That's
one.
pretty good. I think second. I think mine goes Eddie Olczyk and then Mitch Ballack.
Mitch.
Bomani Jones.
I'm kidding. Oh, you have Bomani's number?
You was a guest.
He was a guest. What a get. Who got that? Was that a Happer get or an Odson get?
That's Jodson.
Nice.
That's a
Great get,
Jodson.
Josh.
What else do we got here?
I'm trying to get Albert Breer on Friday. We'll see if it works.
Joel Lorenzi. He's up there.
Hong Kong.
Alan Huss.
Nice. Matt Rule.
You have Matt Rule?
Let's see. Tom Chattel.
Should we see if Frost still has his
402 number?
402 number?
This line has been deactivated.
Oh, give it a call.
No,
Why not?
no.
Who cares?
Maybe you got reassigned to a different assistant coach, and then
Well,
you'd end up on the line with like.
So who told
This
that
is Terry
story?
Braden.
No.
Nope. All right, there you go.
That's
Oh,
true.
see ya.
I think so. Rich Fisher told the story that when he got here, they gave him somebody like I think the previous wide
Oh.
receiver coach's cell number. So people were calling him, like recruits and stuff,
Sure.
that he had no idea who they were, and he'd answer, and people were like, "Oh, I got the wrong number." And he'd have to go, "No. This is Rich Fisher, wide receiver coach at Nebraska."
I called
That'd be messed up.
Caleb Henry. His old number went to Nate Rohr, and so I called Caleb, and then I just hear, "This is Nate," and I'm like, "Oh, nope."
It's third down. All right. Well, you guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you. I'm trying to look through my phone. to
Enjoy
see
your
if I have
days.
more
Welcome
famous
back
people.
to the great big O.
Yeah, I have a doctor's appointment today.
You got a doctor here?
Yeah,
Nice job by you.
thank you.
I'm impressed by that. That is the crossover powered by Every Level Concrete Repair in Omaha at everylevelconcrete.com. It is Monday. We'll start things off next.
That's the crossover. The Connor Happer Show is next on 1620 The Zone.
Mild weather to start the work week Monday. Expect mostly cloudy skies with a light south-southeast breeze. Highs in the low to mid 50s. I'm meteorologist Sean Everson from KETV Newswatch 7.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back, and however you like to get in on the action, you can do it on Underdog right now in Nebraska. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Just download the app, sign up, and you'll get $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Using Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Plus, with Underdog's quick payouts, you can get your profits fast. So, download the app today.
It's the Connor Happer Show. Are we sure we want to do this?
Could you, make an announcement that we're ready?
It's the Connor Happer Show on 1620, The Zone.
All right, welcome in. Happy Monday. It's the Connor Happer Show here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. And if you weren't with us on Friday for our first show of the new year, Happy New Year. in real life. This is a day where the general public, the working public, is returning to work. The schools are returning to schools, and so I would imagine that there's maybe some frustration out there for people who are having a difficult time getting out of bed and going into the place that they're trying to go to. Also, a sense of relief for parents like Josh Odson who are like, wow, this is great. I don't have to hang out with this kid and entertain him all day long.
2 weeks is a long time. That's all I'm saying.
It is long days. So welcome to the show and welcome to 2026, or as I'm calling it, well, it doesn't really mean Creighton lost on whatever day that was, yesterday. So I was going to start calling it 2020 Dicks, but
that's right.
I don't know. We'll see. It's on hold.
Still could. There's a lot of year left.
It's on hold for now. Black Cat says Jason Green, sad honk.
Oh,
Jason Green. That's what he meant, I think. We will talk about that. As someone commented in, when will you talk about the refs being bad? Oh, there will be a time.
Got to be pretty quick.
There will be a time, but we have to get to the rest of the lineup, powered by the referees at John Higgins Weather Guard, where Sam McKewon will join us, of course, at 1:00. Also, I have a lot of things that we have to weigh in on about Nebrasketball. There are no less than 5 controversies coming out of the Michigan State game on Friday night. There's always controversies when Nebraska basketball does anything, especially when they're playing on this high of a stage. Oh yeah, and by the way, they have a game tonight. They're putting their undefeated season on the line yet again tonight against Ohio State, where they're slight underdogs on the road. Be a tough win to come up with tonight. So we will talk about Nebraska basketball, the great and powerful, almighty Nebraska basketball. Make room for daddy. Did we get it?
I have the full clip up there. I didn't have time to cut it into a short one yet.
Okay. Well, you let me know.
On me.
You let me know when we're ready, and we'll have to find room on the old wall here because we already have this. Sorry.
God!
And now we have make room for daddy.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. We'll talk about that. It's one of the controversies. We'll talk about Creighton's collapse at Seton Hall yesterday, and yes, officials. It's Minchie time, folks. It's Minchie time. Are we ready for some Minchie? Josh, are you excited for Minchie? Mr. Minchie?
I'm excited to see what he looks like and all that stuff.
Great news. You'll have to wait 9 months.
I love waiting 9 months for stuff.
There's spring practice coming up relatively soon.
No.
The portal is just really getting fired up. We're at the tip of the iceberg of the portal. The quarterback carousel has kind of moved and gone through its round of, its turnaround. They've put a quarter in. Now they have to get off. And now all the other positions get to go on the carousel for another 11 or so days until the portal will stop turning. And the portal period ends. They lost Keona Davis in the portal. I would like to know where Dylan Raiola is. This is not like a Ryan Day. I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is. But
okay.
I would like to know where Dylan Raiola is. I have an opinion. I have one singular opinion.
Well, we got 4 hours to fill, so
we'll share it with you later on.
Please have multiple opinions.
It's about the Tulsa Portal House.
I don't know what that is, so I'm excited to learn.
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
No.
Wow, this is the kind of thing that I thought that you would have been already mad at because you have seen it so many times.
No. Oh, okay. No.
Interesting. We have a streetcar update, Josh. I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that.
Also, haven't heard this. Excited.
And I watched yet another movie. Over the break, we told you about how I watched 2 movies, and I even went to the theater one time. I have watched another movie, and it has created a stat of the day because I believe I've watched a Best Picture nominee, probably winner.
I believe it is the odds-on favorite
for the first time in several years.
How long?
Well, we'll find out.
Ooh.
In our stat of the day. We'd like to hear from you all today on the show, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You can call or text that number, tweet at Happer Show, at Connor Happer on the Twitter feed. Right, Josh?
That's right. You nailed it.
On the Twitter feed. You can email Connor or Josh at 1620thezone.com, the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to the YouTube streamers today. Stibbs wants to know what movie I saw. He said, oh, hell yes. I watched it. It was almost too long, but I watched it. I watched it. Blackhead says, Connor, Nebrasketball women are hurting me. Hooked on 16.5 yesterday. Ouch. I don't know.
Tough.
You better check out Lady Torvik before you go any further with your women's basketball bets.
But I made some sweet Skrilla on that baby race.
You bet on Big Red Beckett?
Well, yeah. Kalshi, baby, for the win.
Big Red Beckett dominated. Big Red Beckett was like, I don't think he said much coming in. He went about his business. Nobody else got off the starting line.
That's right.
Nobody else got off the starting line. And there was Big Red Beckett halfway to the finish line, looking back at everybody else and saying, where's all the rest of the babies?
Other babies were just sitting at the starting line, crapping their pants out of fear.
Big Red Beckett did the thing where you would do like on Mario Kart to your friends, where you get all the way to the finish line and then you stop just to taunt them a little bit. And he did that. And then he was like, you know what? I think I'll finish. I think I'll do the finish line now. And he won $529 in a college savings account. But then all of the other racers also won that.
Oh.
So what was it really worth? Pride.
Yeah.
Pride. I was very happy to.
And my Kalshi fund
really got in the bag on the baby race call yesterday. So excited.
Excited. Big Ten Network picked it up.
You don't get to do that, when you're just the PA guy, You just got to say the things that are happening. I get to throw in my opinion there a little bit, little color commentary. I felt great about it. I felt excellent about it. Aaron writes in.
Hi, Aaron.
If you take that first call by Kent and you edit it with the second clip in a very specific way, you might need a parental advisor warning. Maybe.
I hear what you're saying.
Maybe. Also, Pedro has a question about an Oscars category that does not exist.
Bold for you to say that it doesn't exist.
I'll read the text. This is what the text says.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Connor, I did not know there is a best boobs category for the Oscars.
Okay. No,
I watched a different movie. outside of it.
I believe this is a boobless movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
2.5 boobless hours.
Unbelievable. Can you believe I made it all the way through that?
I can, actually.
All right. It was a good one. We will talk about it later on in the show. We're off and running on a Monday. Thanks for being with us. We're back after this to talk about every single one of the 272 regular season NFL games. We're going to have a blurb on all of them next on 1620 The Zone.
The Connor Happer Show. Follow us on Twitter @Happer Show for all the latest news and views. We may even say something interesting once in a while.
Unlikely.
Really, guys?
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports.
getting a couple more things from a graphic perspective loaded into the show. I can't wait to show you both the Creighton win probability chart from KenPom and the Nebraska win probability chart from KenPom from over the weekend. Cannot wait to show you both of those. They will be visual elements to this show coming up soon when we talk about the basketball teams. But as always today, we'd love to hear from you guys, 402-951-1620. I always love to set the tone with a phone call and see what you people are wondering about and what you're talking about and what you're thinking about. So we have absolutely no problem doing that. But like I said, here's the segment where it would be a great like professional radio guy bit to say, all right, we're going to do a sentence on every single NFL game this year. Like if I had the ability to log it where, I had one thought or one take on every single one of the 272 NFL games that happened this year, that could be a great 30 minutes on like today. But it's Black Monday. People are getting fired. And we just, as we usually do, we had a great game that ended the season last night. Of course, great is in a little bit of quotations because the two teams stunk and they were playing for winner of the second stinkiest division, possibly this first stinkiest division, to be quite honest with you. I mean, it's pretty close with the AFC North and the NFC South. And it came down to like 4 instances in which nobody decided to guard anyone, and then a missed field goal at the end of the game, which, by the way, ruined my last regular season NFL bet that I had on the line from what I gave you in the preseason. Imagine, now I didn't actually put my money where my mouth was here. I just told you guys this, and then, maybe some people did it. I had exact order of finish AFC North: Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland.
Boy, that kicker sure screwed that up for you.
Yep. Plus 470. I liked my odds after Zay Flowers got loose not once but twice, and then they came back and, drove it down the field yet again and all those other things, and then it didn't happen. The only thing I have to blame is the sage in the end zone that the priests put out there in Pittsburgh.
They were just sitting on that the whole game.
So that was out there on like social media.
Okay.
But you're right, Josh. On the broadcast, it was like, we got one more thing for you. And Tarico's like, check this out. Tarico's so good, man.
He's so good.
He's so good. Let's take a phone call on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here is Andrew. Hi, Andrew.
Owen Freeman is killing me. We paid so much goddamn money for that guy, and he's not even serviceable. What the hell?
I don't know what to tell.
A fair question.
Yeah, wait, why can't we fire him? Get our money.
I don't know.
If this transporter is going to be real, how about mid-season firing?
You want to start to fire basketball players?
They're getting paid, aren't they? I'd get fired for playing like that.
Well, I think the way that you fire them is you just put them on the bench or they play less, or maybe not at all.
Yeah. In a game, we needed a big. We can't even put him in because he is not serviceable.
Yeah.
And I've got one more question.
Okay.
Shamar dancing in the sheets. Why isn't that considered one of the worst songs of all time?
What is it? What did he say? What is that, Andrew?
Why is Shamar dancing in the sheets not considered one of the worst songs of all time?
Oh, dancing. Okay. Oh, dancing in the sheets. Okay, Andrew, thank you for the call. Do we know what he's talking about? Shalimar?
Yeah.
Dancing in the sheets? I've never heard that.
I bet if I heard the song, I mean, it was in the movie Footloose, so I'm
Okay.
sure I've heard it.
Yeah.
Have you seen Footloose?
I haven't. No.
Okay, that's fine.
I haven't.
You're a male born after 1983. You don't have to have seen Footloose.
Indeed. No, I think one of the worst songs ever is Crocodile Rock.
Good take. Even Elton John hates it.
I'm an Elton John fan. Crocodile Rock sucks.
Yeah, Elton John hates it.
So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different options for worst song of all time, but I hate Crocodile Rock.
We can ask the people.
Yeah. Also, we will talk about Owen Freeman and the Blue Jays coming up during the show. We appreciate Andrew, how he just couldn't hold it in any longer.
Sure.
Let it out. I get it. Jason writes in on Twitter.
Hi, Jason.
Grunt the full slate. Oh, one grunt for every game.
Oh, wow. Feels daunting. I mean, I guess we do that on the front end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we probably grunted every single NFL game this year. I don't know if we grunted this week's slate.
We did not.
There you go. So we missed a dozen or so. Stib says Crocodile Rock is way better than any Will Joel song. No, it is not.
William Joel back in public this weekend.
Really? What's he up to? Is he like Chevy Chase?
No, he is not like Chevy Chase. I want to be crystal clear about that.
Chevy Chase.
He has some problems, but he's not Chevy Chase territory.
Chevy Chase needs to get off of television.
Yeah, they did this documentary about him, and it's a hit piece. I mean, it might be entirely accurate in what it's saying, but it's a hit piece.
But he didn't care. He was like, people can't figure me out. And I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I figured you out, dude. Yeah. You suck. Like, everyone hates you.
Everyone you've ever worked with hates you. Yeah. Billy Joel returned to the stage for the first time since revealing his brain disorder diagnosis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So what did what stage did he return to?
He performed a 2-song set Friday alongside a Billy Joel cover band at a Florida town's anniversary party. Amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. Did he do Scenes from an Italian Restaurant and Piano Man?
I don't subscribe to Rolling Stone, so I can't see which 2 songs he performed.
You don't have a free article in there?
No, Rolling Stone doesn't do that.
All right. Well, somebody find out what songs Billy Joel did with his Billy Joel cover band. Strictly 80s Joel.
Recently made January 3rd, 2 songs, Big Shot and We Didn't Start the Fire.
Whoa. Really?
You got Billy Joel going that fast on his first night back?
Yeah. I mean, that's a stressor on the brain. We didn't start the fire.
Maybe that was the play by Billy Joel, though. Hey, let me show him. Yeah,
I
got this brain diagnosis, but my brain still works. I'll prove it to you.
Still got it. By the way, we'll talk more about football as we go on throughout the show. We're keeping your portal timelines updated. Nebraska has landed a starter along the offensive line. Brendan Black from Iowa State has committed.
Hello. What are the measurables?
He is I don't know, big enough. He's been
big enough. Okay. That was really what I was looking for.
He's been a 3-year starter on the offensive line for the Iowa State Psychos.
That's good enough for me.
Yep, I'm good with that. So there you go.
Brandon, I'm not saying off-season national champs. I'm just saying.
Not yet.
You
got Brandon Black, you got Minchie, and you're working on some other folks.
Sure.
One at a time. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
Arizona Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon.
I definitely knew that.
He gone.
Oh, guess I don't have to keep that information in my brain anymore.
15-36 over the last, what is that, 3 years? 2 years? And they lost 14 out of their last 15 this year, which almost doesn't even seem like a real stat, but yep. So
this is how irrelevant they are. They lost 14 of their last 15 games, and we didn't talk about it once.
Kyler Murray was turned into, he was hurt, and then he was turned into dust. And then Jacoby Brisket came in, and none of it was notable at all.
Whoa.
None of it was notable at all. So we have 6 head coach openings in the NFL. Pete Carroll fired, Stefanski fired, Gannon fired, Raheem Morris fired, and then your boy fired,
That's
Josh. Right. And then old boy Dayballs got fired too.
Cardinals started 2-0 this year.
Correct.
They beat the Saints and the Panthers.
And I was kind of thinking, I like this. Trey McBride, nice. He turned out to be the only player with anything.
Marvin Harrison?
No. That did not turn out very well.
Their one win.
Well, they might have something with Michael Wilson at the back end of the season there.
Last win of the year against the Cowboys.
Oh, when was that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 8.
Week 8. This was like in October.
Yeah.
Late October. Ouch. Anyway, he go. It is
I'm sorry, November 4th.
November 4th. That would have been the Thursday after was that a Thursday night game?
November 3rd, I'm sorry.
November 3rd. That was a Monday night game.
Yes, I believe so.
Because Nebraska played on November 1st.
Wow, I love that you know that.
That if they play on the first of the month, I remember it. Because I don't know. It
you get paid?
No, it just, they play a game and and you can get figured out like as you go through the entire season, like they play on like the 3rd, the 10th,
and then
the
you can
17th, and the 24th, They play in the first, you kind of just remember it. Anyway, there you go. We'll keep you updated on any of the NFL firings that are happening today. But we must talk about the great and powerful almighty Nebrasketball. This is the news story of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen. This is the news story of the century.
Which is impressive because it happened Friday night and a lot happened over the weekend. And this is still like the thing that you and your people are talking about at work today.
It has to be.
Yeah.
How about it's a shame in a way, I get in that way, specifically that it happened on Friday night because it's not quite as fresh in your brain. You've had the rest of the football weekend to sort of, take in all the rest of the stuff. But yes, there is a Nebrasketball fever. And the only prescription is I don't know. We don't know how to get this thing down. They're running hot. They're 101.8. They're on the borderline of going to the hospital.
Do I go see someone? Do I stay at home?
I don't know what to do to cool them down.
You can't.
I am not interested in cooling them down.
There you go.
For the record. But it is, we'll talk about the various controversies later. But looks like you're about to put them away. And Michigan's, you got them by 9, right? Frigger gets the T. Controversy number 1. Finger guns. I mean, come on, guys. Finger guns.
I heard they were finger scissors.
Finger scissors, whatever they were. Finger scissors. Ridiculous. Here is the win probability chart via our friends from Ken Palm.
Okay.
Friday night, if you're watching along with us on YouTube, right there. That's where that high mark there. That's right about where Braden Frager did the finger scissors.
Ken Palm really had more faith in Michigan State than I did.
Yeah,
75% to win.
So that's a great point. It felt like, so anyway, the ending happens. It's a pretty bad call that forces Michigan State to the free throw line. And then I heard the loudest noise that I've ever heard at Pinnacle Bank Arena after that on the missed free throw. And I was categorized huge crowd pops, and like there's a scale of it. So my favorite, and you only get this organically and based on the game, right? My favorite crowd pops, and there was so many of them, like when the Royals were on their playoff runs, is when something sudden happens in a game, and it's not like a yay. It's not collectively people doing that. It's not collectively people clapping. It's collectively everyone, 16,000 people all at the same time saying, yeah, you get this like deep, it's almost like a roar. You know what I'm talking about? You know how it sounds, Josh? God, that is a beautiful sound. And so when he missed that first free throw, that's what it sounded like inside Pinnacle Bank Arena. And then, of course, he had to miss the second one on purpose. Bricking for chicken happened. And then they have to toss it up. And, it was poetic, I think, that he goes to the free throw line, ball don't lie. It's a really ticky-tack call to make, and with 1 second to go in a game. But it worked out for Nebraska basketball. But like you said, Josh, I sort of like to watch the game in like this kind of nebulous, like this is how it feels way, like 40,000-foot view. And you sort of have to take out the results of shots in order to do that. It's almost like I do my own running log of shot quality, right? Ooh. And I just felt like Nebraska was the better team, right? Like I just felt like Nebraska had control basically the entire way through. I felt like when Michigan State went down on their offensive possessions, they were fighting more of an uphill battle than Nebraska was to try and get points. And that is an absolute, because Nebraska is not the more athletic team. Nebraska was, that was the concern, I think, going into it. And for some of these teams that they're going to play against, they are not the more athletic team. So can you get rebounds consistently? And can you fight up against the physicality piece of it? And I thought Nebraska was the aggressor there, highlighted by 100 Michigan State turnovers. In the
I mean, the play-by-play guy was just counting them.
There the guys happened again.
19 turnovers.
It happened again. And so when it came down to those last few possessions, I just felt like Nebraska had an edge, and that's really saying something, because that's Michigan State, right? So Nebraska's legit. They have a lot of different ways to win. But the toughness piece and the ability to win games in a variety of different ways, like possession by possession, I mean, that's the stuff that you're looking for. That is a box that you're looking to check. And to have it checked this early is a good one, and it's something that's going to stick around. Not to say that they won't lose games, that I think they will. Although I guess I continue to get less and less convinced on that. I don't know. They might go undefeated. But
hey, it could happen.
Who knows? Yeah. Like, I think they're going to lose games.
Multiple games. You said plural.
I think.
Okay.
I think. Once again, not totally convinced of that, but they have a lot of different ways to do it, and that's ultimately what you're looking for. With a contender as far as the Big Ten is concerned, or going deep into the NCAA tournament.
This is how big Nebrasketball has become.
What do we got?
Let me paint a picture for you. I put the 6-year-old to bed Friday night during halftime of the game. And in that time, my wife had entered the living room, didn't know we were watching Nebrasketball, saw the Nebrasketball score and the opponent. And instead of, watching a show or a movie, she said, I think we need to watch this.
I feel like this is something that we're going to want to watch.
I think you need to see this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why she didn't think I knew the score, but she was like, we have to watch this. And then at the end I said, Nebraska's going to win. And she got really mad that I said that.
Did you say make room for daddy?
No, I did not.
Okay.
We did listen to that clip on the couch together as a good married couple does.
And we said, interesting.
My wife immediately said, nope, don't like that.
Can we, let's see. I see one that says daddy short. What else do we have?
It's at the bottom.
Where's the daddy long one? Okay. Here we go. Here's Kent Pavelka as Nebraska. We'll find out in about 45 minutes, but Nebraska is on the verge of becoming a top 10 basketball team.
Jacobson will throw it in. Scott will cover him along the baseline. 0.7 of a second left to go. Jacobson.
You can still throw it long, too.
Has handed the ball. Gets it in. Baseballs it down the floor. And it is touched. And there's the horn. And the Huskers knock off Michigan State. Move over, top 10. Make room for Nebraska basketball. Make room for Daddy.
Where's he going to come up with this?
Make room for Daddy.
Okay. Just let's be adults.
No.
That's one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. But
make room for Daddy.
When John Bishop horse crap said horse crap and all that, he's standing outside the circle and he's set.
He's standing outside the circle and he's set.
There were a number of Nebrasketball fans that said,
"Could you believe how much of a homer he is?
Could you imagine saying such things on the radio?" Okay, now we can go back to having fun with Make Room for Daddy.
Make room for Daddy.
He's right. They need to make room for Daddy.
I don't know who Daddy is. I don't want
Nebrasketball.
When did Nebrasketball become Daddy?
When they beat Illinois and Michigan State in succession.
Whose daddy are they? Everyone's daddy.
The conferences.
They are
sports.
College basketball's daddy is Nebrasketball. This is absurd.
Seems a little rash.
We have jumped through a lot of different areas to end up at Nebrasketball is college basketball's daddy.
Make room for Daddy.
But I support it completely because it's one of those things that you just say and you're like, what did I just say? And if you're Kemp Pavelka, you're like, hell yeah, I don't care. I'm barely even, I'm like, my brain doesn't function correctly in those moments. And so, or maybe it's functioning at peak condition.
Yeah.
I don't know how he would say it, but it sort of hit me as weird at first as well. And then actually now, as we've had 3 days to sort of bathe in it a little bit, I'm way more okay with it.
Make room for Daddy.
Make room for Daddy. It is incredible stuff. And just the way that it's said too. How do we feel about make room for Daddy? You guys go ahead and send us those thoughts, whether it be on the Equitable Bank inbox or however else you'd like to get into the show. Seth writes in, obvious poll question on the Equitable Bank inbox, make room for Daddy, ? Probably. I mean, I don't even know that we have to do it as a poll question at this point. Chris writes in, poll question, did you make room for Daddy? Did you make room for Daddy? Also, Jeff writes in,
Jeff.
Josh is just waiting to cancel Nebrasketball once they lose their first game. Is this true?
No. You can't cancel that.
Jordan writes in on Twitter.
Hi, Jordan.
Not to kick the rival while they're down, but everything Nebraska is, Creighton isn't. Nebraska has an edge that Creighton lacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was pretty visible when they played each other a month ago.
71-50.
I think it's a work in progress still for Creighton, but so it's not like a done deal, but Nebraska absolutely and definitively has it. So this brings me, I'm going to skip ahead to controversy number 5. I had these controversies all locked away today. What was one I wanted to talk about? Why I did not comment on the game. I made no comments. I made no public comments. I sat on my couch. I watched it. I didn't tweet anything about the Husker basketball game on Friday night. Not a word. Nothing.
So you've learned your lessons.
Exactly. I said people will never. They'll forget that I exist, and I won't comment on this. And yet the game ends. They're storming that puppy.
Make room for Daddy.
We're making room for Daddy, and yet Connor Happer's mentions fill up on Twitter. What's wrong with you people? Why me?
Free in their head.
What is going on? Why are people in my mentions? Connor must be sitting on his couch right now, seething mad. I'm not. Don't put it on the internet that I'm mad. I'm not mad.
That bug-eyed picture of you showed up Friday night. I imagine Connor reading the final score of Nebrasketball.
Yeah, it's that. Okay, that's funny, but it's turned into more like I'll go find the tweets, but
it's turned into more like, these guys just are going to be so mad on Monday on their shows and stuff like that. I'm like, no, not even a little bit, because we get to talk about this.
Make room for Daddy.
I consumed so much Nebrasketball content Friday night, it would shock you. I looked at every reply to the Michigan State final score graphic.
Travis writes in on YouTube, they didn't storm the court, they made room for Daddy. All right. So that was controversy number 5. We did controversy number 4 on make room for Daddy. This gets us to controversy number 2, storming the court gate.
Top 5 controversies from Nebrasketball's win over Michigan State.
I got him. We're going out of order, but this is controversy number 2. Why every time they storm the court is it a controversy? Who in the absolute hell cares?
Apparently, a lot of people.
Why is everybody so opinionated on this?
The university, Tom Izzo, Tom Chattel. Does everyone named Tom care about this?
Storming the court is just like something that you do when you're drunk and your team has just won a huge game at the last second, and you're just like, I think I'm going to run onto the floor now.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
We got to do something.
This is college basketball.
This is a big one, and we need to tell everyone that this is a big one. How do we do that? We run onto the court.
See, Josh, I don't even know if it's that deep. I don't even know if it's that's not very deep, but I don't even know if it's that deep. If I'm a student and I'm sitting in the student section, I'm like, if we win this thing, I'm going onto that floor. I want to party with everybody. That's literally it. It is not like it is not. I wonder what they'll think of us when we storm the court on this. I wonder if we could prove anything to anybody if we do or we don't storm the court. Like whenever I did it, it was not really thought of. It was just like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going out there. Let's jump around and dance.
The only time I've ever judged a court storming is like North Carolina beats number 2 Wake Forest or something. And I'm like, come on, you're North Carolina. What are you doing?
Sure. I guess so. But people are so opinionated on this, and I don't really understand why. Black Cat writes that he says,
Black Cat.
As a favorite, I still frown upon it, but actually caring is weird. There was a couple Nebrasketball players after the game who were like, hey, I just want to let you guys know this is it. This is the last time we're doing this because we're good. And we should be expected to win games. I'm like, dude, the fans just want to have fun. That's it. It's not deep. Okay. It's not like, hey, here's where we stand in college basketball now. Like, it's not that deep, bro. It's just like they just want to run onto the floor.
Let's see what happens February 10th when currently 5th ranked Purdue comes to town.
All right, controversy number 3. So all we have left is controversy number 3 and controversy number 1.
Ooh.
Controversy number 3 is finger guns.
Finger scissors.
What are we doing?
That guy got shot.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what he was.
Not really important to the conversation, no. to be honest with you.
Although a lot of people were on that very early.
Somewhat ironic. Actually incredibly ironic, I would say. Mm-hmm. But nobody is actually mad about this except for the fact that he got a T, right? Which it's a weak T.
Right.
It's low T. It's a weak
Frank Thomas.
It's a weak ass technical foul.
It's a Doug Flutie.
So I wouldn't even look at Frager and be like, hey, you can't do that because he made the 3 to go up 9. You can't do that in that moment. No, he was doing finger guns. Everybody does finger guns all the time.
Scissors.
We're blowing kisses. We're doing bows and arrows. We're doing bazookas. We're doing all sorts.
We're shooting heroin into our veins.
We're putting backpacks on. We're doing all sorts of things. Who cares?
Football players are putting seatbelts on all the time.
So it's a weak technical. And then there's this whole There's this whole conversation about it on social media afterwards. People are defending people. I was like, how could you do that to the guy who actually got shot? I'm like, oh my God. Can we stop? This
ain't Cameron
agonizing.
Indoor.
I'm
not doing a history on every player that walks through the door, okay?
And last but not least, my least favorite controversy, the most annoying controversy from this game.
More annoying than finger guns / scissors.
If you could believe it, it's the truth.
Okay.
Why, in God's name, do we have to get so mad every time that someone not from here quips that there's nothing to do here.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why do we take personal offense to this every time it happens, which is often? It's the same thing as someone saying, the N is for knowledge. It's a stupid joke, and you shouldn't care about it. It actually, I would tell you that it's a compliment.
In Izzo's context over the weekend, it was.
He has been, in his time as since Nebraska's been in the Big Ten, in its various relationships with all the coaches, he has always been extremely complimentary of both Nebraska, how they play basketball, and their environment and their atmosphere. So he has always been complimentary of Nebraska's crowds over the years. And I bet that there is a lot of coaches who wish that they had that sort of quote unquote captive audience, right? To where there isn't anything else to do. And there are coaches around the country who are looking around and saying, oh my God, how do we, it's top 10 game. It's a top 15 game. This is a game with a lot of stakes. It's a game that means a lot in our season and our program's history. How do we get people in the building? We have to manufacture something to get people in the building. At Nebraska, you don't have to manufacture it. They're just there, right? You don't have to work for it. It is a compliment, okay? So why are we still taking issue with this? It's 2026. We know where we are. We understand the situation in the state of Nebraska. You should not be offended by there's nothing to do there. Thank you. And those are my top 5 controversies from the Nebrasketball game.
Good list. I would know.
What do you guys think? Do you have a take on the there's nothing to do here controversy?
Yeah, you got to get over it.
Thank you.
It's like when someone posts a graphic of, hey, we're playing the Cornhuskers tonight. Here's me in a cornfield. Oh, how could they do that?
Right. They're going to keep doing.
How could they do that? First of all, it's to piss you off. And second, they're not trying to be your friend when they do that. You're the Cornhuskers. Yeah, they're going to do that.
Yeah. Somebody's going to beat Nebraska this year, and they're going to say husked. And then we don't have to have a panic attack every time that happens.
Yeah. Michigan's going to beat Nebraska, and they're going to post a graphic that says, "Oh shucks."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
But Izzo's was complimentary. He's like, I can't get these kids in the door in East Lansing. And we're good.
And Nebraska's on break, and the building is as jacked as I've ever seen it, and made the loudest noise I've ever heard in the building's history. Like it pretty consistently for like 2 hours. I mean, it was hot in there.
I saw people opining, hey, I wasn't there tonight, but I was there for No Sit Sunday. How did it compare? Like there was discourse after the game of,
there was so much.
Where does this one rank?
My final question is, why does this always, so that's what we should be talking about. Why is there always 40 dumb things after games instead of the actual game that happened?
This is the game that should be about the game.
Yeah. And yet there's always 40 dumb things.
Purdue, was that last season? 2 seasons ago?
Yeah.
It feels like a million years ago.
I think it was early last year. Yeah.
That should have been the one that was about the game. And I'm sure we were talking about court storming. And
is it right to court storm?
Big Ten refs, am I right? Yeah. Who are bad? They're bad, by the way.
Oh, they're all.
Don't get me wrong.
Jeff Cervinsky was doing that quarterfinal game, and I only know refs' names now because of Joey.
He's so locked into it. It's a helpful service. It's there if you want it.
But then I found out
Joey will tell you the names of these people.
But then I found out that I know the basketball refs, the football refs I'm less good at. But then I found out that Jeff Cervinsky, like most of these refs have day jobs. He's got like I don't know if he's a lawyer or what, but
they usually are.
I can't remember what it was, but it was funny. I found his picture on the internet as his work stock photo. It was very funny. John emails in.
Hi, John.
Kent is a treasure. Nebraska just needs to keep winning in order to get more of this.
Make room for Daddy.
Better make room. Daddy's coming.
I think Kent is now probably trying to go viral as many times as he can for the remainder of the season because it's working.
It feels like that's the goal ultimately every time. If I say something stupid, they'll slap it on a T-shirt and everybody will talk about it, which that's fine. Like I don't have a single iota of a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
going to keep happening.
To be the bit.
Yeah, I mean, we can come up with great stuff like this every time. Then I'm all for it.
Make room for Daddy. daddy.
Fantastic.
Nebraska beats Ohio State tonight, and Kent goes, "Make me a bicycle clown."
Yeah, what will Kent say tonight?
Yeah.
Here we go. Jordan writes in on Twitter.
Hi, Jordan.
A picture from the Nebrasketball shoot around today in Columbus. Nebraska huddled up on the center court logo.
The Nebraska teams love doing that. Just to pray, right?
I can't believe that they would be so disrespectful. You know, Ohio State, when they win after the game, they're going to be like, that's what you get. You stood on our logo. No, this is stupid. Fred Hoiberg rocks, man. Fred Hoiberg always hits the right he always hits the right notes, you know? It feels like he has a really good pulse on his team. It's easy probably with this group, but it feels like he knows which direction to point them in before, during, and after games. You know, he gets them going before games, and he's the kind of guy who doesn't say much, so what he says is powerful. And then after games, he's like, what? I don't know what you guys are talking about. We play Ohio State in 48 hours. I have to go. You know? He's hitting the notes.
Very quickly, as we wrap this up, I don't know if we are wrapping this up.
We are.
Can we do a media literacy segment?
What do we got?
Frager.
Yeah. Finger scissors.
He's playing basketball tonight, yes? He is not suspended?
Oh, no.
As the internet.
The internet thinks he's suspended?
There are some of those college basketball accounts that are just like 7.5%.
Once again, we had to tell people about this
Uh-huh.
earlier in the season. Welcome to college basketball, Nebrasketball fans.
Yeah.
There are parody accounts everywhere that say dumb things.
Yes.
That say incorrect things.
Many of them are saying
You just have to sift through it.
Brendan Frager has been suspended and he has to take a anti-violence course.
Okay, that's funny, but
it's a very well written parody.
Yeah.
It looks very real.
Not real.
He's playing basketball tonight.
He is. Yes, I would expect that. All right, we'll take a break. We have more to come here on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone. But first, fast breaks, buzzer beaters, and block parties are back. And however you'd like to get into the action, you could do it on Underdog right now in Nebraska. This season, you can make team picks and player picks. Just download the app, sign up, and you'll get $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Using Underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite team will win or if your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like points, rebounds, steals, and more. Plus, with Underdog's quick payouts, you can get your profits fast. So download the app today and use promo code HAPPER1620 to score $75 in bonus entries when you make your first $5 fantasy entry. Player picks, team picks, all on Underdog. Crypto.com, or crypto powered by Underdog Predict. Trading derivatives involve risk and may not be appropriate for all. For more information, visit nadex.com/rules and underdogfantasy.com/rules. For crypto.com predictions, the term pick refers to a product traded on CDNA. Must be 19 plus. In present Nebraska, terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/playing. Get terms _DFS_.html for details. Consider with your play call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Make room for daddy.
All right, welcome back. Connor Happer and Josh Hodson with you on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Tickets, please. We got tickets to a variety of different things. Thursday is a big day in the Metro.
Thursday.
The Supernova season will get underway on Thursday when they take on San Diego. What's the translation on that, Josh?
Inconclusive.
All right. You can listen to Unsportsmanlike Conduct this week for a chance to win your way in the game at 7 on Thursday at the Chai. Also, if you're interested in the hoopin' that night, we got Omaha tickets against North Dakota Thursday at 7. We will have tickets to that, as will Gary and Matt this week.
Whoa.
We'll have 4-packs coming up all throughout.
You could take the whole family.
The week. If your family has 4 people.
Yeah, that's true. Mine doesn't. We'd have an extra ticket.
Well, you could take the whole family plus one. But
Right.
some people have like large families. So they cannot take the whole family. If you have you and your wife, and then you have like 6 kids.
Yeah, if you're like the McAllister family.
You'd have to win twice.
Yeah.
In order to do that. I don't think we allow that.
I don't think we do.
Sadly. There are rules, Josh. There are rules. All right. I just saw a quarterback portal ranking list.
Yeah.
And it had Dylan Raiola as 7th.
7th?
What? Where do we think Dylan... We're going to talk about Nebraska's quarterback and that whole situation, but we want to spread out and talk about it for a longer time coming up in the noon hour, so don't worry, we'll get to it. But how much curiosity is there to find out where young Dylon is going to go?
I'll admit it. I'll say it. I'm super interested in where he goes.
I am too. I can't imagine that he ends up at, I don't know.
He seems to be following Oregon football pretty heavily on social media.
I
don't think he's going to Oregon.
I think he wants you to believe, they want you to believe that he wants to be the quarterback at Oregon.
Hi.
Does Oregon want him to be the quarterback at Oregon?
I'm Dylan Raiola, new quarterback at Louisville. Just wanted to say that, Oregon was driving pretty hard to the hoop. I was like, no, I don't know if that's a good fit. This is home. This feels like home.
Is that a great fit for? I don't know. I don't know. And then there's the whole Adidas thing, which, if you couldn't tell, there hasn't been a whole lot of noise on the Raiola front. So it kind of feels like.
Could it be because Miami is still playing football?
Could be. But that's an Adidas school. It could be, that the price tag needed to come down a little bit for Raiola. And the reason that you hear about the Adidas thing so much is that that's worth a big chunk of change. And so if he were to take a pay cut somewhere, he would like to go to an Adidas school. That way he could still have the Adidas money.
Sure.
Right.
The Takis money will be there forever.
But if he doesn't, if he ends up at a Nike school, or if he ends up at an Under Armour school, or like a Russell Athletic school, I don't know who else is out there.
Champion.
Well, and they don't offer him like a big, huge NIL bucket coming out of the transfer portal. What does that tell you about his ability to just say, no, I just want to get better at football? He clearly is at the stage in his career where he's got to sacrifice some things.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to convince people that he will A, be committed to the school, B, be committed to getting better, and C, I don't know, start thinking about it from a little bit more of a team perspective, So he needs a little bit of a reinvention. A reset,
and that's how he'll phrase it.
So it'd be a great deal for him, I think, to go to a place like, if he does. I still don't know if they would want him, but if he goes to Oregon and they offer him less money and he doesn't have the Adidas deal anymore, he doesn't come along with all of this fanfare. He goes into Oregon. And my guess would be that there would be some significant trepidation from the fan base in the first place, right? They would say, this is the guy that we got. We could have had anybody in the transfer portal, and this is the guy that we got. I think that's probably would be their reaction. He's never not walked into a place and been the savior. one for one, I guess, at Nebraska. He played at a bunch of different high schools and all those different things. So, I don't know. He's gonna need to have a different. He needs an attitude adjustment, I think, a little bit, and a situation adjustment as well. I'm very curious to see where he's going to end up.
Very. I'd like to, they don't always trot him out for like, hey, meet the new quarterback, but I'd be interested in how he frames it, how honest he is.
I know.
I'm going to guess not very. But I mean, the term, I just need a change of scenery. Just need a reset.
Yeah, like Louisville, the Louisville thing's gone. They got a guy.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's gone.
Miami's still playing.
Mm-hmm. So they're not in the
Oregon's still
announcing
playing.
Quarterback business.
Yeah. Even though it doesn't particularly matter because Indiana got their guy and they're still playing. Josh Hoover from TCU. Indiana is like an all-star lineup here. Indiana's like at this point where they don't really have to probably try much in the portal anymore. It's just they have so much magnetism.
I want to come play for that guy.
About them at this moment. They're like, what? I could go there, be the best version of myself, win potentially a national championship, and then go off to the NFL. Sweet.
Be the number 1, 2, 3 pick in the draft. Sure.
So they got the TCU quarterback who's really good, and they got the Boston College running back named Turbo, which is a sick
sweet name.
Very, very cool. I'd like to be named Turbo. If my name was Turbo Happer, would you listen to this show more?
Yeah, I think you'd have to be a little more dialed up than you are.
Probably.
I mean, you got to act like a guy named Turbo.
You're right. I don't have a turbo lifestyle. I don't live like Turbo. Sam's got a couple tweets for us.
Hi, Sam.
At Happer Show. I've learned recently you don't want to throw around your money at an injured high upside guy with a questionable motor.
Interesting.
Sam is a
Packers fan.
Creighton. Yeah, good one. He also says, get ready for Dylon to defend Wisconsin River Falls D3 Natty. Now, that would be the best. I would think so much more highly of Dylan if he went to D3.
Because then it's about the football, right?
Because then it's about the football. I think, unless it's just about, you could make the case that it's just about stats at that point. But, right? It's definitely about the football. It's not about it's not about the other stuff.
Not a lot of NIL deals going to D3 athletes. I'm sure he'd get a couple.
I don't think
Takis
they still not have scholarships?
Yeah,
isn't that the thing with D3? By the way, for the 402,
Hi 402.
It'd be funny as hell if Dylan ends up at James Madison or Tulane or something like that. Did you see where James Madison's quarterback's going next year? He's going to UCF to play for Scofro.
Whoa.
It's Scofro's birthday over the weekend. Brett McMurphy told me that.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you, Brett. Appreciate that. Also, Nebraska was interested in one of Scofro's old giant defensive linemen.
Okay.
People have taken an interest to him because he's a 300-plus pound person. And they're like, please, I don't care what you've done. Please come here to play. Also from the text line from Alex and Lincoln.
Hi, Alex.
It'd be hilarious if he said, Dylan, it'd be hilarious if he said he needed a reset.
Right?
I mean, he really does. He needs a reset. He most certainly does. All right, so we'll see what happens with Dylan. We'll talk about Nebraska's quarterback situation. It's Minchie time a little bit later on.
The Minchie man.
Creighton's collapse. How it's not all about the money. I have an opinion and stats to give you all throughout the show today. Plenty to come, but the odd news is next on 1620 The Zone.
And now we've reached the point in the show where Josh Odson reads the peculiar, the bizarre, the comical, the odd news with Odd Son. Odd news, Odd Son. See what we did there? The odd news with Oddson.
All right, Josh. Another couple days went by, and I did not get any odd news. Just got a little taste of it, a little nibble on Friday, a little morsel, and it wasn't enough for me.
Interesting.
But we've made it to Monday. This is I'm excited to eat the full entree of the odd news right now.
Well, the NFL regular season wrapped up yesterday, and many records were broken. The one I'd like to focus on is one set by the New York Jets.
Yes.
Jets, Jets.
Is this the no intercepted passes the entire season?
That's correct. Since interceptions first became a recorded stat more than 90 years ago, no team has gone an entire season without fewer than 2 picks until the Jets completed this season without a single interception.
I was really worried because I thought that Josh Allen was probably going to be good for one, and then I realized that they were going to play Josh Allen they played him for literally one snap,
a singular play to keep
to
a
get the
streak
start
going.
streak alive. And then I was worried about whoever was going to come. It was like I just really wanted the Jets to not intercept the pass because I thought it would be cool.
What's the point of getting one in the last game?
Right,
at this point,
exactly.
Right?
It wouldn't even be fun at that point. So they didn't, and I'm really happy for them that they could be the record holder of that. No one will ever get less.
That's true. I've done some crude back of the napkin math. The Jets had no interceptions. They recovered 4 fumbles by what I could find.
Okay.
They threw 13 interceptions. They lost 19 fumbles for a plus minus of minus 28. If my math is correct, I fully admit it might not be.
I'm sure you're close. I was going to look at how many passes they defended.
Oh, okay. How many? Maybe it's just bad hands.
So let me see if Pro Football Focus can get me there.
And they had they had 7,000 pass breakups though.
For point allowed. Give me the reports. Yeah, McMaster would know how to navigate this better than me, but I want to see how many passes they defended throughout the entire year. I'm sure I could find it, but I'm not an expert at locating it at this point in time. But congratulations to the New York Football Jet. Oh, here we go. Hold on.
Okay.
Defense, pass, coverage. Okay. So pass. This is individual. Oh my God. There's so many things that I don't know what any of them mean.
Okay. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm looking at a bunch of numbers, and I can't. This is inconclusive. But anyway,
Black Cat in the chat.
Hello, Cat.
Garrett Wilson still being their leading wide receiver, equally hilarious.
He's been out since week 6 or something like that. Awesome. Great job.
Yeah, just incredible job by the Jets,
mm-hmm.
who still have their head coach in place, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if he hasn't got fired yet, it's almost 1 o'clock on the East Coast. I mean, he's not getting fired, right?
Would seem that way, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was his first year.
Yeah, but that's never stopped anybody else before.
Right. It went very poorly.
They didn't intercept a pass.
And their coach was a former DB.
He did do that dance that one time. Though. That was great.
That was the highlight of their season.
It was.
Truck spill of the week. Thought we'd bring this back.
Okay.
We go to Florida, where a major crash shut down part of I-95 over the weekend. Northbound lanes of I-95 between SR State Road 206 and 207. If you want the exact details. What is that? Is that the whole story, or is this a slideshow? I don't want a slideshow. But would you like to guess what food product spilled all over the road in a fiery blaze? Everyone's okay, so we can make fun of it.
Fire?
It was a fiery blaze, but it is a food product.
Would you say that this food is flammable?
Oh, no, not normal.
Oranges.
That's a great guess because it did take place in Florida, but no.
Cherries.
No. Lettuce.
Lettuce.
Heads of lettuce all over the road.
That's
Some of
right.
them
I'm
black.
a carnivore. Burn it. Who needs it? Who needs that garbage?
right.
If it's green, burn it. Throw it away. Throw it in the trash can.
And finally,
My name's Turbo.
That sounds like a turbo, yes. Finally, we end the odd news right here in Omaha. Ever heard of it? This
Blackhead says, "Oh, lettuce is flammable."
Well, I mean,
you know what I'm talking
if
about?
you light it, that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah.
You know, like the like sandwiches from How I Met Your Mother. Yeah.
The city of Omaha.
What do we got?
Said the New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular was interrupted by a person who, quote, suddenly emerged from the Missouri riverbank.
Wait, we did this.
This was on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, you made mention of this on Friday. Did you black out?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that.
I don't think you did this as like an odd news story, but you made fun of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to hear the whole story though.
Okay.
So please continue.
According to the city, the person emerged from the bank near where the fireworks were being launched. He then entered the firing zone, creating a safety hazard. The person was told to leave, and according to the city, he, quote, fled, tripping over a cord and disabling the remainder of the fireworks show.
Nice.
No one was injured during the incident, and OPD is investigating what happened.
So he must have, how long must he have been in the banks of the Missouri?
I don't know. And what was his goal?
To make a really cool video of him emerging from the fire?
Okay.
And that could be the only thing that's possible, right? Like if you walked through a bank of a giant fireworks show, that'd be a pretty cool video to put on YouTube.
It would. Yeah. Yeah, it is all for TikTok nowadays, isn't it?
100%.
Or this is just a person who, I don't know, maybe was camped out in the bank.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you guys are disturbing me.
Heard some noise.
Yeah.
Hey, this is where I live. Those things are loud. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I thought there was a major fireworks show going on my street.
Well, there was certainly a
Wednesday.
longer fireworks show.
God, unbelievable. But I want to see, there's got to be video of this, right? I want to see pictures. I want to see video. I want to see what he got.
I mean, it's January 5th, and I haven't seen any.
Because everybody tells the story about how the guy emerged from the banks of the Missouri. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of cool.
It really paints a picture of the way it's worded.
Yeah. It's dark. There's a fireworks show. A man just walked right through the fire without a care in the world. Unfortunately, tripped over the wire and broke the whole fireworks show. But yeah. Or there is, of course, so it's either, a meticulously planned out thing, or like you said, maybe we're dealing with a member of the unhoused community who's just a little concerned about the fireworks.
Hey, you're not going to take my bindle, are you?
All right. Alex Lincoln, by the way, says, give Josh a break. It's the first real day back.
Yeah.
Does everybody get a break today? Is that what we're doing?
Oh, poll question. Does everybody get a break today?
Everybody gets a break for being bad at their jobs today?
I mean,
it's a little questionable.
You can't completely mail it in.
Yeah, we just got done with the whole 2 weeks of mailing it in. You better be on it today. Today is the day that you circle back around to on your emails. Hey, why don't we circle back around after the new year? I want to get an email today.
Whoa, great point.
Make room for daddy.
Make room for daddy.
I told my wife I was so glad we did a show on Friday, because I didn't have the whole weekend thinking oh, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Even though I love my job. I love coming to work.
It would have been a little taxing.
Uh-huh.
That whole doing the show on Friday thing was a nice preseason game.
Just knock off the rust.
Mm-hmm.
So we're good on Monday.
Now we're back. We have stakes.
Yeah.
Everything matters.
We don't have to do all the, hey, we haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. Here's what we did on Christmas. Here's what we got all that out of the way.
It's just a show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a show where we talk about Minchie,
the Minchie man,
Mr. Minchie. We even had a little bit of we had prep for Mr. Minchie on Friday because everyone thought he was already going to, commit. And then he did.
Amazing. So many people knew that before it happened.
It was not their story to tell. We're back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Are you ready to minch?
Yes.
You should be.
Okay.
Because it's your only option.
Phew.
Well, I guess it's you'd either like to minch or teeth.
Huh.
We could be headed to a real life, although I don't think so. But
I don't think that's the way it works anymore.
In theory, they're going to present it. Nebraska is going to present this as a real life quarterback battle. I think it will be presented that way, but I think they brought in Kenny Minchie.
Kenny,
Kenny Minchie.
I did not
the
know his
transfer
first
quarterback from Notre Dame. By the way, you'll like this, Josh. He is from like a town in Tennessee where like 7 different famous country music stars are from. And his name is Kenny. And I thought, interesting. What's going on here? Was he supposed to be, was he supposed to be a famous country music star?
Uh-huh.
But his dad is just named Kenny Minchie.
Maybe
So that's why his
maybe
name is
life
Kenny.
after football is
Maybe
country music.
Maybe.
It's not going anywhere.
Who knows? Anyway, I think they're going to present it as a quarterback battle, but I think you bring him in with the expectation that Kenny will win that battle, and he will be your starting quarterback
Hey, Connor.
for the 2026 season.
First time, long time. Just wanted to say, I think we got to have an open competition in camp, like a real open competition. I know these kids and the money, it clouds everything, but I think they got to do the real quarterback camp, see who's better.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Okay, we've done that. You don't have to do that.
But we like when people call. I
love when people
But
call.
don't cut off all the people's takes on the phone, Josh. Stop saying what the people are thinking. I'll say this. He's got 2 years of eligibility. He's been in college for 3 already, right? So he's in the class before Dylan Raiola.
Whoa.
And it all came to a head in he was in a real life quarterback battle. Actually, he may have been the Latif in the quarterback battle that he was just in with CJ Carr. They presented it as a real life quarterback battle.
See, Notre Dame knows how to play football.
He may have actually, depending on who you talk to, he may have actually, like, quote unquote, won the job. But then they were just like, I think we just got to play the CJ Carr guy because he's got a higher ceiling. It was the same thing. What happened to, it was the great Martinez versus Tristan Gebbia of 2018.
People forget.
When people came out of that camp, they thought that Gebbia had won, or he had at least given Scott Frost and company something to think about. But at the end of the day, they were just like, yeah, this is going to be our quarterback for 4 years. So we're going to do this. Sorry. I mean, you may have won. You might be a better option for us right now, Tristan Gebbia, but we can't. And so depending on who you talk to, that may have been what happened with Minchie at Notre Dame this year. And now he comes in and he gets to be the Adrian. I think he's the Adrian Martinez of the conversation now. I think he's the CJ Carr of the conversation now. And I like the fact that he's a 2-year guy, like I said before. And the fact that you went and got one, a quarterback in the first place, I think that is capable of starting over him, tells you a little bit about how they feel about Latif. I don't know that anyone thought Latif was just going to be the starter next year without competition. I don't know that anybody thought that, but now that is certainly not the case. And then for him as a player, I like him. I'm absolutely cool with him being the starter next year. I love that he has 2 years, and then you have to hope that he is better, wins that job, and then ends up being better than CJ Latif. And I want to talk about the money piece of it here. I want to shift this into a little bit of a different conversation in a second, but we could talk about the Minchie of it all in the first place, which I said at the start, like I thought this was kind of the direction that Nebraska was going to go. A guy who could get you both, because I don't think they're in the position. We talked about it on Friday. I don't think Nebraska's in the position of like, hey, we need this one year, unload the boatload of money on this guy
so he could take us to the college football playoff. I think the hope is that he gets his feet wet this year, he gets comfortable, and then all the pieces around him are growing and going into their roles as well. And then you could say that Nebraska is going to make a run at something in 2027. This is it sounds a little bit depressing. It sounds a little bit sad and gray, but Nebraska is going into it's a building year. That's the way it feels to me right now. And I think all the portal additions would tell you the same thing. They're gonna get a bunch of guys who, I'm not saying that they're bad. They're probably good. They just don't have very much experience, and they have multiple years of eligibility left. I think that's the key at this point, because you want to bring back almost the exact same team for 2027 as you had in 2026. That is what I would think would be the goal at this point. Show progress, develop. I'm sure they'll tell you, they want to win now, blah, blah, blah. But as we see it from a 40,000 foot view, I think that's what you're trying to accomplish. That'd be my guess. And I think Minchie fits the puzzle real well. On top of him, being a good player, just unproven and unexperienced at this point. Let's take a phone call. The Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. Here's Random Mike. Hi, Mike.
I totally agree with you about Minchie, and we need the money. It makes me think of Tom Brady. Do you realize how much more money he could have made as a quarterback, but he sacrificed that so the team would have more money under the cap to get other players to make them a better team.
Yep.
That's exactly what
offensive line most notably.
Yeah, defensive line. I mean, it tackles to protect the quarterback. So I totally agree with you with there. To make room for daddy, I believe this is an age thing. How old is Kent Pavelka?
Oh, I don't want to guess.
Mid-70s, maybe?
Maybe.
The dude's old. He's older than I am. But the thing is, Make Room for Daddy was a popular TV show back in the day with Danny Thomas, who was a big star. This is all before you guys were even born. So Danny Thomas, Marlo Thomas's daughter, she was a big star. And that was the show, Make Room for Daddy. So in his own mind, he's saying make room, and then he thought make room for daddy, because he probably watched the show back in the 60s or whenever it was on. Does that make sense?
It ran from 1953 to 1957.
Topical.
And then on CBS from 57 to 64. Do you think Kent was referencing a late 50s, early 60s CBS sitcom?
We had a caller suggest that earlier, yeah.
Wow.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And I maybe saw the show once or twice. It was kind of a little before my time. But Danny Thomas was a big star. This whole St. Jude Hospital, that's Danny Thomas. He was I think a big Catholic, and
wow.
St. Jude, and his daughter runs it now, and she married Phil Donahue. Again, a huge star, but this is all before you guys were around.
Yes, that is a great piece of information. I did not know that existed.
So I'm sure that was going on in his mind, because once he said make room for daddy, he thought of that. But this Iowa women's basketball, are you familiar who their PA guy is?
I've watched some of their games, and if I'm not mistaken, he's pretty loud. He likes to yell a lot. But I don't know the person.
Very, very loud. But they average over 14,000.
Is that true?
Their number 2 in the 10 is behind South Carolina, who's been great recently.
That's crazy.
They average like 4,000 more than the men. Where else does that happen? Where the women drop even close to the men?
I don't know. I would say UConn, but the men drop pretty well there. But that's
they're
it.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like Husker volleyball attendance is way above just about everybody else, and they're that way. But this guy, he's very loud and very noticeable, and I think he's a part of the attraction, which I think you can be too. But of course, I was paying attention because Caitlin Clark. One of the reasons she was so fantastic was she was as great an assist person as a scorer, and there just aren't that many of those. And so I'm thinking, well, what does he say when there are a lot of great assists, which there are? And he drags it even out. He says something like, "And let's give him an assist," or something like that.
Yeah. See, I don't want to step on it too much. I always feel like I need to get out of the way when they're playing.
Yeah, no, you're much better than most, and I stand by my statement that you're the best PA guy in the tri-state area, and you asked me, what is the tri-state? And I said, well, I was going to ask you that. And I kind of realize now the tri-states are Nebraska, of course, South Dakota, and probably Kansas.
This
guy's good.
Not Iowa, though, because this guy's better.
This guy's really good. So are you. But it's all that. No, you're doing a great job. And I am so excited. I mean, there was an expression during football season, thank God for volleyball, because football was such a disappointment. And now, thank God for basketball. And I'm still high on the women. And I told you from the beginning, this Maupin, he's a game changer.
Yeah, you're
and
right.
I'm glad they got her starting now. And, hey, we're going to be playing UCLA next Sunday. And if you remember in California, the California Big Ten teams destroyed us. And part of it was their big people. I love Markowski, but she didn't get off the ground much for whatever reason. And she got kind of bigger. And I know she played hurt, but she was a rock. I mean, she was a heroic player. But against the really tall girls that could jump, they were playing volleyball off the backboard. And Maupin changes that. Would you agree? We haven't had a player like that can elevate.
I agree. I agree completely. She's different athletically from everyone that I've seen in a Nebraska women's basketball uniform in my time doing it. That's for sure.
And we only have her for 1 year?
I don't think so. I'm not.
I think she's a senior. I don't know how many years you can play anymore. Hopefully, maybe another year. But she is a senior. I'm pretty sure about that.
Oh yeah, she is a senior. Yeah, she's a senior.
And I think she was stuck behind some great big girls at Kansas State. They've been really good, and so things worked out. And I love the way she plays. She's so. But remember how skinny Sarah Pavin was, and she was like one of our best ever. And she's really skinny. I just want her to stay safe.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Love you, bro. Take care.
Okay. Best in the tri-state area, but only if the tri-state is Nebraska, South Dakota, and Kansas.
Interesting.
The Iowa guy's too good.
Iowa and LSU would appear to be the women's
LSU
basketball
makes sense.
attendance.
14,000 a game is pretty slick.
Yeah, that are more than the men.
That's good stuff. I mean, we're really happy when we get, we had almost 6, I think, yesterday. Like that's a good crowd, and it looks good and it sounds good on TV and all that stuff. And, so when they play UCLA, it'll be huge. Anyway, that's your women's basketball check-in of the day. Thank you, Random Mike. Appreciate it. So back to football. Aaron writes in,
Hi, Aaron.
If it isn't a restart, it's idling while they're getting everyone out of the house to get going. Yeah, Matt Rule could say whatever he wants. It's a reset. I mean, it is. But I know he got mad about it, and he was like, I don't get what you guys are talking about. This is just we're building and building and building. But they're going to have a new quarterback. They're going to have, So let's talk about this. All right. So it's people talk about getting old and staying old. They're going to be young again next year, right? So Keona Davis goes into the portal, which I don't know. People are in a tizzy about it. I'm like, I don't, what has he done? But it's another body that goes into the portal. It's not as big of a loss to me as it seems like when you sort of look around. I do think he'll go somewhere else and be productive, which is a part of the problem for Nebraska. Part of the reason why he's in the portal. Nebraska was clearly putting too much on his shoulders and playing him out of position, and the development and the production suffered as a result of it. That is a problem that Nebraska has to figure out. So because of that exact thing, it is going to be really, really hard for them to get old. Everybody always says get old, stay old, right? Getting older in this situation is harder than staying old. Getting old means the players that you recruit are staying because they're being developed, they're happy with their roles, and they're winning. They're being developed, they're happy with their roles, and they're winning. And that happens when you play young guys and you bring them up through the system in an organic manner. And Nebraska started on that path and then veered off about year 2 for Matt Rule. Nebraska can't stay old because they can't get old. And you could go the route of inorganically
being old, getting a bunch of FCS guys and getting a bunch of, group of 5 dudes who come up and who are seniors and you think you could be productive, but it just limits your ceiling in such a way. I'm not necessarily in the mood to be like, oh, well, it limits your ceiling so you can't do it that way. It's an option, right? But I think Nebraska's got to build something first. They got to have a reason for people to be here, and they got to have a reason for people to stay here. And so their young players keep leaving while they can. Keona Davis is one of them. Princewell Uman-Mielen is one of them, because they're recognizing early that they're not reaching their potential. It's not just because they're unhappy. It's not just because they can get more money. That could be part of it. Maybe in Davis's part, it's more than we want to admit, and maybe in Princewell's part, it's more than we want to admit. But like, whenever, and we'll talk about this a little bit later too, as far as the money is concerned, college football has had an equalizer in terms of the NIL and the money has sort of flattened the sport. That is true. And so as a result of that, we're going back to the place where the other stuff matters. The winning matters, not the facilities and the how much you're going to pay me under the table and how much NIL and whatever, because this school can't. The flattening means that everybody can offer similar money. If Nebraska, Texas Tech, and Indiana, and Oregon, and Kansas State all come in and they offer the same money, which school are you going to? I can tell you which school's getting left out of the top 3. It's Big Red, right? They don't win enough. They don't have. You can't come here and know what your future looks like at this moment. And so the young players in Nebraska's system that they're recruiting and in some cases winning on, I don't think they missed on the evaluation on Keona Davis. I don't think they missed on evaluation on Princewell Uman-Mielen. I don't think they missed on evaluation on these guys. It's not that. It's they're not staying. Why aren't they staying? It's not because they're not getting paid enough. It's because that they are not comfortable with their development track. And they're not comfortable with the lack of winning that has happened so far in their careers. When you win, everyone stays for the most part. It's not exactly that simple. You'll have losses, but when you win, everybody gets more comfortable with the situation. You say, sweet, awesome. With losing comes instability. With losing comes uncertainty. And all players want to do is walk into a program that they know what they're going to get out of it. They know what player they're going to be on the other side. Nebraska has no examples at this moment of, here's a guy that we could prop up and say, they were on my Matt Rule Nebraska developmental track, and we turned them from this to this. Don't you want to be this? Don't you want to be version 2? I don't think they have any examples of that to show anybody right now. If I was a quarterback, I wouldn't want to be from what Dylan Raiola was to what Dylan Raiola ended up being. I would not want to be that, So I think it's going to be, I appreciate that Nebraska is attempting to get old, but in order to do it, it starts with an identity, and then you got to win football games, right? Because you got to go into a program with the expectation of, all right, I see what they're doing there. I see what I'm going to be when I get done with that place in 2 years. I see how it's going to work out for me. And it can't just be, we'll give you X amount of dollars and you'll be the most famous person in Lincoln. Like, no, that can't be the only thing. You got to win, and you got to play football.
It's kind of all they got right now.
Right.
You'll have a great time. You'll make some money.
Yeah. And so
you could be a part of something that we win games.
So I think this is the track. I think this is the correct track. I don't think the correct track for Nebraska is, all right, let's just artificially go out and let's just go get a bunch of 23-year-old D2 guys and try and win with an older group simply because they're older. I don't think Nebraska's in a position to be able to sort of cobble that together and make it work. And I think they have to see a young group like this all the way through and have a system and play to it and have an identity and play to it. And if it doesn't work and if they don't get it on the track this year, then I mean, we kind of know how it's going to go. And I know people get sick of us saying that every year. Hey, by the end of this year, we're going to know where it's headed. But it's going to be a young team again. They were already young. What I don't want to hear is from the head coach at the end of the year, hey, look, we were the youngest team in the Big Ten. Because you're going to stay the youngest team in the Big Ten as long as you don't develop them and as long as you don't win. You can win without old players. You can. You just have to have a system, and you can play good football without old players. I don't want to hear from the head coach at the end of the year, we were the youngest team in the Big Ten. But we're going to keep in the excuse context, because that's what it sounds like to me at the end of the year. Hey, look, we're the youngest team in the Big Ten. Stick around. We'll see what happens. Those guys aren't staying. I wish they, or I shouldn't say that because that's only the case with one or two guys, but, it can't be that way next year. They have to continue to keep these same guys in the program and develop them and keep going down the path that they seem to have found at this moment. But it's going to be hard.
Got to take a step forward.
Yeah. It's going to be hard. That's for sure. We got texts. Yeah, let's see. Text from 402.
At 402.
Emmett is the only example. Yeah, Emmett.
Oh, yeah.
Emmett is probably the only example.
It's a good example.
I don't know. It's funny that, and I think in Emmett is a lesson too of, they kind of just stumbled upon it a little bit last year. I mean, he was there, not getting carries for a year and a half before they found him. And then they stumbled into it, and then he was like one of the best backs in the country this year. I'm not trying to take credit away from him in that regard. I guess that would be the example. With that being said, I would love to see Nebraska capitalize off of Emma Johnson's success this year. And what do I see? No running backs visiting at this. I want to see some running backs. Where are the running backs?
Show me your running backs.
Show me your running backs. Aaron writes in.
Aaron.
All you have to do is look at Indiana and Texas Tech build from down low while getting replacement players in the portal. I have no idea what the hell Nebraska is. It's not stable. That's not it. Nope. It is not at this moment. Chris in Montana says totally agree. I would be curious if the dollar amount that we are paying for transfers in versus the dollar amount we are paying for transfers are getting when they leave. It's not like our transfers are ending up at Notre Dame and Oregon, et cetera. They got to develop players. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the getting money, like when coaches say, this is why it was slightly annoying during the season, because coaches will come out and say, hey, look, we have the money to do this, this, and this now. And that gives people a false sense of belief. Like they do. And I think Nebraska's always been a relatively comfortable place in terms of the monetary value of what they could compete, right? They could compete for player A, player B, player C, and they didn't have to, want for much. And people will say, well, okay, you can, then why aren't you getting the players? That seems simple to me. Where would you rather go if the money was even? Nebraska or Miami? Nebraska or Indiana? Nebraska or Texas Tech? If they both offered you $1 million, Josh.
Okay.
If every school in America offered you $1 million, how high would you pick Nebraska on that list? Not very high.
No. Yeah. No.
Right? And so it's not, the money is not doing that to them. They have the money. They have the ability to compete. Hopefully it doesn't give people too much of a false sense of security, because just because they have it doesn't guarantee them anything. You have to win. You have to develop. You have to have an identity. A couple comments on Random Mike's call. Random Mike is high on women and walnuts. That's from the 402.
Good to narrow those things down.
Also, Random Mike wondered how old Kent was.
I had 76.
Okay.
I don't know what the internet came
John
up with.
said something older, but I think he was
Okay.
joking. And there you go. Also, one more question from Brian. Is Josh ready to crown Nebraska as off-season champs yet.
Not ready to rule on that yet. Let's get to the actual off season before we crown an off-season national champion.
This is basically just like your third season.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Portal season. All right. We got plenty to come. The chat keeps wanting to talk about Creighton basketball.
I know what you're
Who
thinking.
am I to deprive them of that?
You're sitting at your radio right now and you're thinking, no, they're not, Connor. No, they actually are.
They actually are. They keep saying it.
If you're driving down Dodge and you think Connor's lying, I'm telling you that he's not.
I have some things to say about them.
Okay.
When we return on 1620 The Zone.
He does it the only way he knows how. With his massive sports brain sprinkled with a smidgen of rabble-rousing. Let's get back to the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
By the way, I forgot to mention this. Nebraska basketball is in the top 10 of the AP poll.
Wow.
Number 10 is where they landed this week. The top 10 appearance is the first in the AP poll for Nebraska basketball since 1966.
That's right.
1966. The week of February 28th. How many teams were there playing in 1966? Like 12? Sorry, that wasn't that long ago. I apologize. They were basically, number 8, number 9 for the entire month of February.
Ooh.
In the 1965-1966 season. Look at that. New heights for Nebraska basketball. They take on Ohio State tonight. Tonight. Big Monday.
Oh.
I heard.
You're hearing it more and more.
We'll check the what the KenPom, what the KenPom ratings say.
Yeah.
A little bit later on in the show as we end it. But we're here to talk about Creighton. I just had to mention during the Creighton segment that Nebraska basketball is number 10 in the country. Sorry about that.
Feels appropriate.
Oh, by the way, Alex says this is first time in the top 10 for Nebraska since before landing on the moon, allegedly.
Whoa, it is. Yeah.
People forget. All right, so Creighton played yesterday. I haven't heard any of what John Bishop said. I listened to the entire first half when I was driving to Lincoln yesterday, and I watched the entire second half from his privately secluded room at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
Wow.
And
they allow that?
Well,
did they know?
I don't think anybody knew.
Okay.
Yeah, it just worked out from a timing perspective that I could do it. And so I sat there quietly, just watching this all unfold. I haven't heard any. I assumed John was going berserk. And I don't have any evidence of this, though.
I can think of a couple of points.
Really?
Yeah.
What were they?
The
jump balls?
Yeah.
All right. So it's already a very stressful situation because you're playing at Seton Hall. And you know how Seton Hall plays. They're one of the teams in this conference who actually doesn't want to play basketball. They would enjoy playing football more. Even though they don't have a football team at Seton Hall. They're like, actually, we're going to get a bunch of giant muscly people and we're going to run into you for 2 consecutive hours.
Well, that's why.
And then
they
it's
don't
up,
have a football team.
And then it's up to the refs to call it. Right? And they're
not going to call them all. They're too tired.
And so it's going incredibly well. Creighton opens up a nice lead at the end of the first half. They get up to 16 in the second half. And a 16-point lead in that game is like 1,000,000 points because the other team is, like I said, very unskilled. They're made up of football players. They want to just run into you. And yet the KenPom chart looks like this, Josh. Look at that big old dive right there with like 1 second left in the game. And of course, it was an offensive rebound putback and one that sealed the deal for Seton Hall. But if you're
just inbound the ball,
if you're watching a lot, they have struggled with the inbounding of the ball.
Sorry, I know that's not what you were focusing on.
I mean, there's a lot of different things. We can go whichever direction you want. The KenPom thing is ugly. If you're watching along, it's on YouTube. It was
bad,
not fun to look at. And so a 16-point lead is like 1,000,000-point lead at a game where it doesn't look like there was a single person in the Seton Hall jersey who was actually capable of putting the ball into the basket with a normal shooting basketball motion.
Very quickly, off
and
the
they
top
still
of your
blew it.
head, do you know the score at halftime?
27-19.
Yeah, I was going to say they didn't have 20 points at halftime.
Correct. It didn't look like they were going to get to 40.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, they're just not terribly skilled as a basketball team. And somehow Creighton got sped up. This has been an issue, even in there were hints of this in some of the bye games this year, where they would get up and they'd be comfortable and then just kind of spin the wheels to the finish line or get sped up. And there'd be
the lead's 7, the lead's 4. When did that happen?
Yeah. And one thing that a lot of people had issue with after the game, they've been having issues with for a long time, is how when the lead dwindles 16, 12, 7, 3, you're like, nowhere in there we were gonna just stop and take a deep breath. I do think Mac probably needs to adjust he really likes not taking timeouts in those pressure situations when the pressure is building against the other team, because he feels like that's an opportunity to get out and run and get into their offense and all those different things. But he also, for the last 4 years, has had teams that he could really, really, really trust. Whether it's operating with point guards who were smart with the basketball in their hands and were consistent with the basketball in their hands, or to get shots that would get them to the free throw line and stop and settle down in an organic way that way, or get a bucket. They've just had guys like that for the last 4 years, whether it be Kalkbrenner or Trey or, whatever it might be. And this year, I just don't think you've found that who needs to have the ball in their hands in that situation. So you probably just need a team hang on, let's just press pause real quick, and we'll get into our stuff. Don't worry, let's just press. Max admitted, he said, a couple weeks ago, I've had to sort of just adjust, and because this team is not like the last three. This team is not like the last four, from a variety of different perspectives. And so they don't have a ton of these one-on-one shot creators and shot makers. They're not real physical, which is huge in a situation like this. And you just have to calm down and kind of get them into something. So maybe that'll be adjusted going forward. But the physicality thing, this is something that they're just going to have to grow into. And you really don't know what it's going to take until you play in games like this.
Until you do it.
Owen Freeman is a really good example. That's it's just not. It hasn't been his role in his college career because they didn't ask him to get stops at Iowa. They didn't ask him to get rebounds at Iowa. They didn't care about defense. They really didn't. It was how do I put myself in the best position to be a great offensive piece? And you just they can't have him do that in the situation, the role that he needs to play for this team right now. And the role is Jason Green needs to be out for a second or needs to be playing a different position. And I need you to get tough and physical and get a rebound and come up with a big play, just whatever it might be. But it's going to be grimy. It's going to be dirty, And so I think that's a tough ask. And so he, like everybody else, is just growing into this piece of it. And it all, of course, poetically culminates in, they're trying to advance the ball to the half court. Swartz is getting a reach here and a punch there and a grab over there. And then he finally stops. He's like, what in the hell? This is a situation. Remember, this is a situation where I almost exclusively complain about these things when they do the anticipatory fouls. This is an anticipatory foul situation, right? They are trying to foul. They're not being secretive about it either. They're not secretly trying to foul so that they could get a turnover out of this. They're like, no, we're going to send him to the free throw line. So the clock stops. And they still didn't call it. And then they jump in, get the held ball. Luckily, Creighton still has a possession arrow, and then get it again on the same on a similar thing. It just took less time, right? I don't know how that doesn't. I don't know how there's not one whistle out of the 75 opportunities that they had to blow a whistle in that situation. Doesn't make any sense to me.
You're a ref. You love blowing your whistle.
Seriously, they're trying to foul you. They're trying to foul him. This is a late game, last second situation where they need the clock to be stopped, and they are willing to put the other team on the free throw line in order to just stop the clock. Call the foul. Blow the whistle. There was many fouls. You had a lot of options. You had a lot. He was proud. He was fouled. Swartz was fouled no less than 4 times going up the floor. You saw it, Josh. I'm a honk here, so I don't know. Maybe you can't take anything I say seriously.
Honk,
but
honk.
he was fouled at least 4 times.
Honk, honk.
How many times was he fouled, Josh? 4 or more?
I'll set it at 3, and if you'd like to take the over, you more than welcome to.
Brian writes in. He says,
"Hi, Brian.
What the hell was that offense in the last 3 minutes?" Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. They got sped up.
Yep.
Right, and I want to talk about Harper's play. So Brian mentioned Harper. Harper, I think, is one of the guys who can get a shot. I just think he forced it, especially on the one possession. The killer possession of the game was the one where he forced up a bad shot close to the rim with 2 people laid over the top of him. gets blocked, and then immediately has a frustration foul 90 feet away from the basket. You just can't have it, right? Creighton's got to come up with something better in that position. I understand having the ball in Harper's hands because I think he is a really slick, kind of creator. But he's got to figure out that, it doesn't have to be him in that situation. And he also can't get the frustration foul afterwards.
Right.
Because you put a team who literally sucks at basketball. They can't. I mean, I'm not saying that their resume is bad or anything like that. Although I don't think it's as bad of as good of a loss as some people seem to think it is. I don't know how good they are, but like I'm talking about the skill part of basketball. They have to go down the floor and put it in the basket in a basketball shooting motion, right? And you don't want to allow them to do that for free. And you certainly don't want to allow them to do it for free before they even advance the ball, right? You're the precious seconds. You're trying to get to the end, right? And so if you foul them back there, it not only stops the clock, but it allows them to shoot it for free. So that was a rough possession. There was many offensively rough possessions yesterday.
Got a comment here.
Comment.
On YouTube, everyone has the @ so I don't know who everybody is. I'll just read the comment.
Is it?
Hello, our names are John Gaffney, Tony Henderson, and Nathan Farrell. We're the 3 dumbest men alive. We are incredibly bad at our jobs. We do not know what we are doing. Don't be mad at us. Okay. Seems like an apology.
You're right. I should be nicer to refs. They don't know what they're doing.
See, John Bishop has given everyone the green light to not treat these people like people.
Yeah, and then after the game, Creighton loses, and there's like, I thought the refs didn't matter. I'm like, whoever said that? I certainly wasn't me. Yes, Creighton should be blamed for blowing a 16-point lead against a team who can't score.
Seton Hall's done this in back-to-back games.
Yeah, I know.
They can't keep getting away with this.
And it was a win that you could have and should have had, and it makes your margin for error even smaller as far as hashtag the path is concerned. So it was a chance to win it. It's disappointing they didn't. Maybe there's some learning lessons in there. They got to, it's tough to ask a team to get tough, but all of these teams over the last couple of years have sort of had this moment of like, hey, everything is a war. I just thought they had kind of learned that lesson against Butler. And, it's funny how fast, once you lose that edge, it's funny how fast, even against a team that can't score, it's funny how fast a 16-point lead can go away. That physicality can get on you in a hurry. All of a sudden, you're getting steamrolled, and you don't know what to do about it. So it's, maybe it's a learning lesson, I suppose, for the Blue Jays, who play on Wednesday. Josh, is this right?
That's correct, against Villanova.
I'm told this is a 5:30 tip-off. Is this accurate?
No,
it's inaccurate.
It's a 6 o'clock tip-off.
It's a 6:30 tip-off.
So pregame with John Bishop.
I was looking
from
Mountain
the arena
time.
Right at. Well, you often do work in Mountain time.
Often, West Omaha.
Villanova. They only have 2 losses. You tell me. I don't know much about Villanova.
Everybody's in the mix of everything.
Sure,
except for Marquette and I don't know. I don't know who the other worst team is at this point. Xavier, probably. Everybody's in the mix of everything. St. John's might even suck. I don't know.
Villanova.
St. John's got beat at home by Providence.
Yeah,
So it's UConn and literally everyone else.
Okay, Villanova 12-2. Their 2 losses are to number 8 BYU and number 2 Michigan.
Yeah,
8-0 at home, and they host Creighton this week.
Who knows?
It's not at the Sixers arena.
No, it's on campus. I think Creighton hasn't played there in a while.
Is that a slight?
Kind of.
They're not playing a lot of games at whatever they're calling the Sixers arena now.
Zachariah says, you said it, Connor, every recent Jays team seems to have the physicality problem. They usually come out on the other side, though. Yeah. Probably it's a little bit more of a learning curve with this team, just considering
the starting point.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think their lack of creators I don't think they have a lot of creators. I don't think.
That seems.
I think you have. I think that's a common problem across college basketball that most teams run into. They're like, I wish we could have one more guy who could go get us a bucket in this situation. But yep, got to find a way defensively. A lot on Jason Green's plate right now. Jason Green. Not enough on Sunday. We'll be back. Run out the hour. I got a topic just for Josh.
Whoa.
Just for Josh. Our stat of the day involving movies coming up next on 1620 The Zone.
Make room for Daddy!
Fernando Mendoza is on the McAfee show. Wonder what he's saying.
I just want to give all glory to God!
I bet he's talking at 182 words per minute. Very fast. His mouth is moving very quickly. He tends to really, really go when he's on the television. Jeez, Gus.
Wow.
Calm down.
God! Ah! Ah! Ah!
That's still better than Daddy, but it's close. It's close. Stat of the day. All right. So one of my favorite things to do, seriously, I hope you take this as a great, great compliment, Josh. I love, yes, this is for you. I don't love watching movies, but when I do watch a movie, I immediately text Josh Hodson and say, I have watched this movie. Because I know that he is, number one, seen that movie. And number two, I hope that he's impressed by the fact that I've watched a movie in general. I hope he's impressed by my selection of the movie choice. I hope that he, I hope that we could quote it back and forth for a couple text messages or something like that. So this is one of the great joys in life. And honestly, sometimes goes into my thought process of watching movies. I just want to text Josh about it. I just want to talk to Josh.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So that's what I've been doing recently. I really enjoy telling you about the movies that I've seen. Last week, I told you about how I went to the Sydney Sweeney Inner Boobs movie. And I I saw the one on Netflix. What was that? I forgot already.
Knives Out.
Knives Out. Okay.
That's the other thing. Don't just call it Knives Out 3. Don't.
I know. Seriously. I don't know. Yeah, I have a hard time. I'm definitely not going to remember what this movie is called, but I remember that it was good. So this movie, this weekend, I watched the 2025 motion picture One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and a whole bunch of awesome other people, including Benicio del Toro, who was incredible. All right. Marking the first time I have watched do we know the nominees, by the way? I don't think we have that officially.
The Oscar
yet.
nominees are not out. The Golden Globes will be held 6 nights from tonight.
Okay. So this is going to be a nominee, obviously, for Best Picture, even though it's not official yet. So this will mark the first time Happer trivia, that I have watched an Academy Award Best Picture nominee since when? Would you like to, you can look at the list if you want. Go to the list for Best Picture noms.
Nightmare Alley is the one I always think of. That it's always like,
no, it's later
Connor
than
saw
that.
Nightmare Alley.
It's later than that. It's later than that.
What's the criteria here?
Best Picture nominees. The last one I've seen.
It wasn't Nightmare Alley. You've seen a more recent one than that?
When was Nightmare Alley?
2021.
Yeah, it's more recent than that. Yep, more recent than that. I've seen. I saw one in the year after that, and I saw one in the year after that.
I don't know.
Barbie.
Oh yeah,
I love Barbie.
Yeah, great movie.
I loved Barbie. So that's your answer to that question. The one before that was Elvis, which I watched ironically. It's also always on HBO. Now, here's an even deeper cut. When was the last time that Connor Happer watched an Academy Award winner for Best Picture, which I think this will be? One Battle After Another is going to win Best Picture.
Okay, that list I can look up very easily.
Yes. Winners of Best Picture.
You did not see Anora.
Nope.
You took a weird stance and said, I will never see Oppenheimer.
Did I say that?
I don't know if you said that specifically, but that you were crystal clear. I will not sit through Oppenheimer.
I was more on Team Barbie than I was on Oppenheimer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Spotlight 2016.
It was after that.
Okay.
It was after that. I love Spotlight though.
Spotlight. You don't strike me as a Shape of Water guy.
No, never saw it.
She had sex with that fish.
Yikes.
I don't know.
2019.
Oh, you're a Parasite guy.
I love Parasite.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, surprise.
Yeah.
I'm full of them, Josh.
You struck me as a guy that
I can't watch the subtitles. No, that's John.
Okay. Well,
That's John.
You and John have a lot of crossover.
We do. Understand. I get it. But I was a little hesitant to watch Parasite because of the subtitles, but then found myself enjoying it.
So what did you think like 30 minutes into Parasite where you're like, boy, I don't know this family living in the basement. There's not much going on here.
I was like, speed it up. Pick it up a little bit. But we got there. It was a good movie. I liked it quite a lot. And I liked one battle after another. It was very funny. It was very, very funny.
Incredibly entertaining movie.
Incredibly entertaining movie. And I think it's going to win Best Picture. So I'm already ahead of the game. I think I've seen like 2 or 3 out of the last like 17 Oscar nominated Best Picture movies, which, maybe I picked myself a winner this year.
I'll bet that's at least an average percent, if not better than average.
Tay says a few small beers. That was I texted you that line, Josh. That was the best line.
We traded a couple lines, some not suitable for air.
He gets arrested for a variety of different things. Benicio del Toro, and he was great. He was a sensei, and he was like, "Have you had anything to drink today?" A few small beers.
Small beers.
He was cranking Modelo's all day long. Awesome stuff.
Everything Sean Penn said was hilarious.
Everything Sean Penn said. How Sean Penn walked.
Yep.
How Sean Penn.
There's a lot of choices that Sean Penn made.
Yes.
In that movie.
And
just as an actor, just character choice.
And then as far as the character goes, I appreciated the end of the movie for his character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he
pretty funny.
Got what he deserved.
Pretty funny.
Just Leo.
Just cranking it for 2.5 hours. Just unbelievable levels of Leo.
The dude has some funny in him.
He's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's screaming. When we get to Leo screams, it's great.
I don't know the password. I'm trying to find my daughter.
What time it is. And the Jim Downey appearance. Yes, Stibbs. Yes. I had to tell my wife that was the guy who said the New York financier. She was like, "Whoa, no way." I'm like, "Yep, that's him. Most known for that." And appearances in the television show, The Chair Company.
Ah.
Of course. And various other Tim Robinson joints. So, Josh, are you proud of me?
I am very proud. That text came through on Saturday night. I was watching, the wife and I opted to watch a movie instead of watching the Niners try. We made the right choice, apparently, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, I could not have been more thrilled that my friend Connor Happer watched a great movie, the best movie of last year.
I'm so happy that it worked out for me, too, because the risk that you run, especially as a non-movie watcher, I only want to watch good ones.
Right.
I only want to take the good ones, right? I find it would be such a significant waste of time for me if it were bad.
Did you know how long it was before you clicked play?
I did.
Okay.
It was a talking point.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'm like, I just don't know if I have it in me.
2.5 hours.
But I thought Leo would get me to the end.
Yeah, Leo was in Wolf of Wall Street, a 3-hour movie. Famously does not feel like a 3-hour.
No, that one's good. Nice job. Good job, movies. Movies are back now. I've watched 3 in 2 weeks.
Movies are back.
Yep, I've declared it.
I'm so proud of you. And you were like, hey, maybe I could knock a couple other ones out in our conversations.
For Oscar noms?
Yeah.
What else are we going to have? Oh, yeah, we considered watching Sinners for a second. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to guess you would not care for it.
I don't know that we'll get there.
I mean, this is kind of the one you need to watch.
Okay. Well, I picked the right one. All right, 1:00 hour. I still have an opinion that I'd like to say about some things that happened. We have a streetcar update still as well.
I don't know the streetcar update, so I hope we get to that.
Get ready. Back after this on 1620 The Zone.
Sam McKewon is the newsman. Sam McKewon, Omaha World Herald, on the Connor Happer Show on 1620 The Zone.
I am very excited. First of all, hand up. We got to be honest with you. We were talking, having a great conversation, and I forgot that it was 1 o'clock. And so then we're like, oh yeah, we should probably call Sam. So that's how we're working coming back from the new year. Also, I'm excited to get Sam's take. I'm sure he's a huge movie guy.
Oh yeah.
So I'm excited to get his
Great
take
point.
on the movie that I watched this weekend. But we do have a little bit of news before that. Some local, some Husker news here. Nebraska Jack linebacker Willis McGahee IV has announced that he will enter the transfer portal.
Where do you think he's going?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Miami?
I don't know. I don't know. It's Miami. He didn't play much this year. Did he play at all? Hardly this year. Talented guy. I don't know. Nebraska wasn't able to find a role for him. So let's see what we get here from Sam McKewon from the Omaha World Herald. Joins us now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone Hotline. Hey Sam, thanks for doing this. What's going on?
What's going on with you guys? Yeah, Willis McGahee moving on. I mean, there's probably going to be 5 or 6 more players that hit the portal. I'm going to write a story here later this week about what they tried to do when they came in wasn't a bad idea at all. They tried to sign a whole bunch of dudes in those first 2 years, develop them, let them play, let them sit, let them play, and I don't think that's going to be what they end up doing. I think they have to go and get in the portal, and they need to get good fast. And it's going to be year 4 here, and everybody sees the schedule. And if they were to stand pat and just say, we're going to take 1 or 2 guys out of the portal, and we're going to roll with these young guys that we recruited a couple of years ago, they might be 10-2 in 2 years, but they take it on the chin next year, and I don't think there's any appetite for that.
Yeah, it's interesting, Sam. I was talking about this a little bit earlier, and I actually kind of think that we'll see what they get out of the portal. Doesn't it feels like they're kind of aiming for guys with, I mean, it's certainly this way for Minchie, right? Guys who have a couple of years of eligibility who could kind of grow into, like, they're adding to the youth. They have a difficult time, staying old because of what they haven't done on the field so far. It almost feels like you're resetting back to what you were trying to do when they got here. That's how it feels to me.
Maybe. I mean, I think with Minchie, there's a genuine belief within the program. Dana Holgerson recruited Minchie back when Holgerson was at Houston. I think there's a genuine belief in the program that Kenny Minchie's really good. Now, he's got to prove that, right? But there's like a genuine belief that, and the way I'm going to frame it is it's going to be a quarterback competition that's going to make TJ Lateef and Minchie better. But I don't think they signed Kenny Minchie so that he could kind of
agreed
kick around. I think he's here to play, and I think they think he's pretty good. Now, he hasn't played a lot of football, and he hasn't played in the Big Ten, which is a challenge all to its own. But so I understand what you're saying, but I think in their perspective, it's like it's a 4th-year junior, and he is not young, and he's going to come in and be a superstar pretty quick. So we'll see. Maybe that's true. The guy they got today from Iowa State is an old guy.
Yep.
A lot of the guys are going after old guys. I think their intention is to get as old as possible and to keep bringing the young guys along and maybe bridge this year and then get to year 5. And so it's fascinating because there's a short-term plan and there's a long-term plan, and somewhere in there they got to make the college football playoff because that's the goal around here. And they're not close.
No.
They are not close. They might have been close if Dylan stayed healthy. And if they win that game against USC, then maybe down the stretch it looks a little better, and then everybody can kind of go into next season and go, yeah, you know what, guys, we got it. Tough schedule, but we just went 9-4. We just went 10-3, and we're pretty good. Don't worry too much. Don't freak out. But that's not what happened. So they're 7-6. They got thunder slammed in the last 3 games. In 2 of those games, they didn't play very well. And then against Utah, I just think they got out-talented in a lot of ways. So that's where things are at, and I think they got to get old fast. And again, they came in with a vision, but when they came in with that vision, NIL was rolling, but Redshirt wasn't, and nobody knew who Curt Cignetti was. And so, he's changed the entire conversation for this league and for the sport. And so now it's like, oh, we better go out and do what he's doing. Go get ball players. And that's what Nebraska's going to try to do.
Can they expect themselves to kind of hang on to this, this underground, the second plan of developing the young guys and bringing them along while at the same time can you do both things at once? Can you develop underneath while also recruiting over the top of them and getting older players who are going to be here for 1 or 2 years?
Can. Yeah. For example, I think it's entirely possible, however your listeners feel about this, it's entirely possible they stand pat at running back, where they like what they have. I think they believe in Mekhi Nelson, Isaiah Mosey, and Quentin Ives if he's willing to stay. Now that's the key. I think they're willing to have him. Hey, Quentin, if you want to accept this role for this whatever, I think they would take Nelson, Mosey, and Ives, and they would roll with that, and they might add another piece, but I think they would go with that. Now, again, that's contingent on all 3 of those guys being cool with that role. Now, I think Mosey's going to stick around. His dad's here and all the rest. And I think Nelson's going to stay. I don't, what he put on tape is good, but I don't know that he's going to go out and get what Nebraska's going to offer, which is, an opportunity to gain 1,000 yards, which is what I think Nebraska's going to offer. Ives is a little bit of a wild card, but where's he going? I mean, is he going group of 4 or whatever it is now?
Right.
Because he's probably not going to a power school. Whereas Nebraska's like, you can stay. We want you here, and here's your role, and we like you for this. And so there's an example of them being willing, I think, to do it that way. Now, fans may not want to hear that because they feel like maybe they should get a better running back. But I'm just telling you that's where it's at. I think at receiver, they're going to probably add 1, and then they're going to roll with the guys they got, hoping that they can keep all those guys. So there's some positions where I feel like that's going to happen. Tight end is another one. But then there's positions where grown man positions, offensive line and defensive line are 2 of them. And then, linebacker, I thought they needed to do it anyway. I don't think that the young guys are quite up to speed or whatever you want to call it.
Given the numbers that I guess, what are we talking about in terms of numbers on the offensive and defensive line? With the addition of Black from Iowa State today on the offensive line, you're probably still looking at one more starter and then maybe some depth pieces. What about on the defensive line? Is it possible to get good quality depth with the numbers that they're going to have to bring into their program, especially on the defensive line side?
I think if they add 2 or 3 guys on that side, they will have what they need in terms of depth. I do. Now, of course, you got to figure out how much money it's going to cost, who's going to pay what, and what you're able to get for the price that you're presenting. So the defensive line thing is tricky, and it costs a lot of money. And then you have to think about how many snaps and what you're hoping to accomplish. Are you bringing a guy in that's 330? Is his job to plug the middle? He may not get a ton of tackles, but everybody's going to know his value. And there you go. Are you bringing in a smaller, more agile guy whose job is to get TFLs? All the rest. The 330 pounders are at a premium, and if you can go make plays at that weight, then you're a $2 million, $3 million player. So Nebraska has to make all those decisions and figure out, what they're trying to accomplish. And it's not easy. These are deep waters that they're swimming in for these kind of players. Now, in getting Minchie, they probably didn't have to pay as much as some of these other schools are having to pay. So maybe the hope is, okay, we think we got a guy that's actually worth $3 or $4 million, but we didn't have to pay that for him. And, X, Y, and Z. Illinois wanted Kenny Minchie. They didn't get him. They went with Caton Hauser, the guy out of East Carolina. So, that gives you a sense of what Minchie was worth. And Nebraska got there early, and I think Nebraska provides for him what he's looking for.
What's the read on? I mean, it's been a weird last 2 years here, going to the portal twice for Keona Davis, and now he's in the portal for what we assume is the final time for Nebraska now. How would you characterize that situation? And it seems like there's some moving parts there.
Yeah, I think it would be great if he came out of there again, but I suspect that he's going to stay in the portal and probably land with a pretty good football team. He may be a guy that loses 10 to 15 pounds and becomes a defensive end or a stand-up rusher. He's a really good player, and I'm sure that it was difficult for Nebraska to see him go. And I don't know exactly where he's going to land, but it'll be interesting. He might get back closer to home, which is Arizona. So it could be Arizona State or Arizona or UCLA or USC. He can play all those schools. So he's capable, and it's a loss. I think they wanted to keep him. I know he was the hardest guy to keep probably last year, he and Vincent Shavers and Ja'Cory Barney. And so, I know they want to keep Shavers, Barney again, but, those guys haven't gone to the portal, and I think Nebraska's going to hold on to them. But those are tough ones because those are talented football players, and Nebraska guessed right on Keona Davis, and they were right about him, and now somebody else is going to get the best out of him as he gets older.
Lastly, Sam, we'll let you go on this. You're a movie buff. Have you had time to watch one battle after another yet?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
What'd you think?
Times. Well, I think it's art for sure. I don't know that all of it works, but art doesn't always have to work.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that
to be art.
Yeah.
I'll say this. The thing that I really appreciate about the movie is probably the middle hour. So it's 2 hours and 45 minutes. The middle hour of the movie is taken up largely by Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro's character.
Correct.
And Benicio del Toro's character reminded me a lot of the Burt Reynolds character in Boogie Nights.
Oh, good one.
And not in a bad way, in a good way. There's this scene late in Boogie Nights where Burt Reynolds is sort of checking up on everybody in the house, and for people who see the movie, Benicio del Toro is kind of moving through all of these rooms and in this building, and it's clear that he cares about everybody there, and he's trying to do the best he can for everybody there, and he's keeping his cool, and he's doing it in a way that's very human and very relatable. And so I thought he was the best character of the movie.
He was great.
He departs probably, not long after that. And then he has one more scene that's actually very well done too. So I hope he wins some awards. And then again, like I could talk about the movie for days, but for the most part, I think it's effective. There's a lot of odd stuff in it. And if people watch it, they're going to be like, what is this? This scene seems kind of odd. Yeah, you would be right about that. But worth a watch, and it's probably going to win a crap ton of awards.
Definitely.
Probably deserves to. And, I'm glad to see Paul Thomas Anderson get acknowledged in any case. He's probably our best American director. And I don't think this is his best film, but it's certainly one to watch.
All right. Sam, we love your movie takes. Love your football takes as well. Appreciate it.
All right.
We'll let you go. Talk to you later.
You bet. Take care.
Sam McKewon from the Omaha World Herald. How do we hook Sam McKewon and Josh Hodson up? Can should that just be a segment?
He's so busy.
But should that just be a segment inside of the Sam interview every week? Like we block out.
Oh,
because like I said, when we had him on, when I had him on my show in Lincoln, he came in and he sat with us for an hour.
Whoa.
And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I would love to do is do that. I don't think, I think he lives in Lincoln, so he doesn't He's not here very often.
Okay.
So, like, I would reserve that last 15 minutes to just talk about like whatever is on Sam's mind. In this case, if we were to do it here, it'd be you and him. I'd leave. It'd be you and him talking about movies. It'd be great.
He was on. I think this was when Austin was hosting, and the two of them got off on a tangent of, or maybe it was Michael Severe.
Probably
it wasn't you.
No,
it
definitely
makes more sense if it was Michael Severe, of like the 60s disaster films with like Charlton Heston, like Earthquake.
That feels like a Michael tangent. Yeah.
They just talked about that for like 10 minutes, and I was just like chin in my fists, just like, this is great. I love this.
Do this. Do this. Husker Alex says on YouTube,
hi, Husker Alex.
Way more excited to talk TV than Portal, says it all. It's not the exciting, I think anybody would be excited to talk about stuff.
We're not saying one's better than the other.
Yeah, it's just,
we didn't talk about Nebrasketball with him.
We didn't. Maybe he would have been excited to talk about that. Maybe he would have been excited to talk about the many fouls against Austin Swartz. Who knows? But we always aim to ask the guests something that is in their wheelhouse. We ask Bruns's temperature on the Broncos,
Number one.
all the time.
Boy, it'd be embarrassing if they lost to the Bills at home.
Interesting. All right, we'll take a break. We still have a couple more things to get to when we return. The Connor Happer Show in 1620 The Zone. Hey, what'd you think about Sam's idea that he floated out there about the running back position?
staying pat.
That's what he said. Yeah, but he said they might do that.
I don't like it.
I would hate that. I would have a. I would throw a fit about that.
You're betting on someone.
I don't throw fits about much.
Yeah.
I would throw a fit about that.
I don't think you're going to see a guy take another leap. Like Emmett did this year.
I don't think so. I'm not interested in watching them try.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure Mekhi Nelson is fine.
Sure, they're fine gentlemen, upstanding citizens.
Yeah, but no. And then he was talking about, like, it's funny because the way I describe Nebraska's approach right now is like exactly the opposite about, than how he described it. And then he said exactly the opposite of what I would have thought at the running back position. And then I would have said, well, I think they're going probably younger, sort of unproven guys who they're going to put in the mix with all the rest of the younger unproven guys. But at a couple positions, you could say, hey, we're going to be old here. And one of those would be running back. I don't think it's that big of a deal to churn and burn, 2 running backs in 3 years or 1 running back a year or something. I don't.
It's a disposable position.
Not to make it, not to make it that simple, but yeah, I feel like Nebraska should have a good running back every year.
Yeah.
There's enough of them out there. Even if you weren't a starter at your last place, like Nebraska doesn't have to be leaning on the guy on the young players. Number one, who just played a little bit this year, Nelson. We saw him in the bowl game, who looked fine. And then Mosey, who was only in the running back position in the first place because they needed another body in there, right? That's why that happened. He was a wide receiver as a freshman. Less than a year ago. He wasn't even here. So I would not feel comfortable with that going into next year. So we'll see. We will see exactly, where Nebraska decides to go. And some of it depends on where the money ends up and who you're dealing with and who's at your fingertips and all that stuff. So I wanted to do this thing on the money earlier. So let me get this out, this full-fledged thought that I had furiously typing into my computer last night. So as far as the quarterback is concerned, it feels like my guess would be, and I'm sure they love him, and I'm sure what Sam said is true. Like, they think he's going to be really good. I think he has a chance to be good, Minchie. But feels like this is probably a more accurate representation of what happened. Throughout the last month, while Nebraska wasn't playing a game, while they were, quote unquote, preparing for their bowl game, and they knew Dylan was going to leave, / Dylan had left, they probably kicked the tires on some big name quarterbacks during the legal tampering period. That'd be my guess. Probably didn't like what they were getting back and decided, okay, we could get this guy. We could get him for cheap, and because he hasn't started yet in his career, and we think he's talented, and we'll go with it. Like, and then at the end of it, we'll tell Pete Tweets to tell everybody else that he was their first option, that he was our first option, because that's how it was framed.
This was our number one target.
That's how it was framed to us on Saturday or whatever he committed. I'm like, okay, awesome. Was he real out of every person on planet Earth? That was the guy we wanted. Okay, maybe. So then people will ask, all right, well, why didn't Nebraska go out and pay top dollar for a quarterback? And my response is, well, what if they tried and they didn't get back what they wanted to get back? So let's make this clear. What the money has done in college football is it has leveled the playing field, which is important, and it has huge implications in the sport as far as where players end up. Look at the teams that are in the playoff right now and their approaches. But when you level the playing field to a certain extent, the stuff that starts to matter again, the stuff that boils up, is the stuff that should matter. The relationships, the track record of winning, the track record of developing at the desired position. If I'm an established quarterback and I enter the transfer portal and my phone lights up and every school under the sun is offering $3 million to be their quarterback, where am I going? I am not going to the place that doesn't have those things that I mentioned before. If I'm Brendan Sorsby, yeah, I'm going to go where I'm paid, but Texas Tech seems like a nice spot, because of what I'm going to have around me and my opportunity to win football games. I think when you're one of those programs, you can get into dangerous waters and dangerous territory too, because I'm not sure Sorsby is going to be what they think he is. That's just me.
Ooh, that's a take.
That's just me. I think you could get much better bang for your buck out there than him.
Who is the best quarterback in the portal this year?
Great question. It might be somebody that
we don't know yet.
Like, just because they are, so it works in the inverse too.
Yeah.
Just because they are Sorsby or they are Levitt or they are Raiola or like whatever it might be, does not mean that they're going to bring you what you thought they were going to bring you. Like, but
like Nebraska Matt says in the YouTube chat, Sorsby lost to Nebraska of all teams.
Great point. That happened. He threw a crucial interception, if I remember correctly.
And then didn't throw an interception for like 2 months.
For like the remainder of the season. But I don't know, so I think I'm threading the needle in between. I don't need Nebraska to go out and get the highest dollar portal guy that they can just to say that they did. And also, I also don't think that Nebraska is a particularly desirable landing spot at the moment, and all that stuff sort of matters. The best path to winning in all of this stuff is having a base underneath you to where you have a complete understanding of exactly the traits and the identifiers that you're looking for, and then you're going to recruit those players, whether it be in the transfer portal or recruiting. This, having a program and having a system and having an identity, has maybe never mattered more in this world of even playing field and level playing field. I don't find it to be coincidental. Ole Miss is a program who has not gotten over the hump. They've had good teams, having a difficult time getting over the hump in the last, I don't know, couple decades now, right? They've had some really, really good football teams. Some cheated, right? But they haven't been able to get over the hump. And here we are. This is the one that gets to the national semifinal. And we're in the time frame that we're in right now with the level playing field across the sport in NIL dollars. And they have a system. Indiana has a system. Oregon has a system. Miami, their system is a little bit different. Their system is interesting, and it fits Miami for the record, because their system is like, hey, we got this guy and we got a bunch of NIL money, and let's go get the best players that we could get, try and put the best team on the field that we possibly can, So they're a little bit different in that perspective. So I don't know, something to think about in Nebraska's place in all this stuff. A couple more things, Josh, before we get out of here.
Okay.
I did our stat of the day. I have two more things. I have an opinion and I have a streetcar update.
Okay.
Which would you like first?
Excuse me. I'd like your opinion first.
Okay, thank you. I was hoping that you would say that. Here's my opinion. The Tulsa Portal House.
Oh, okay. I forgot about this. I don't know anything about this.
Dumb. Why do people care about this?
What is the Tulsa Portal House?
The Tulsa Portal House. I'm glad you asked.
Sounds like a money laundering outfit.
The Tulsa Portal House is plainly another sports documentary that nobody cares about. It just gives.
Whoa, this is a documentary.
It's just when the coaches go to the house and they recruit players.
What house?
A house, just a house. It's just a house. It's
the
like
same
thing as an office.
A neutral third
yeah,
party
they
location.
literally go to a house. Yes.
Oh.
And there's a pool. So
are there?
It's really it's cool that really good marketing and packaging can make something seem like it's cool, but that thing is actually dumb and just another in-house produced sports documentary that won't bring anything of value to the table. This is just chasing three with better PR.
Was this?
Everybody loves this.
Forgive my ignorance. Was this for Tulsa, the school?
It's for Tulsa University. Yes.
Okay.
The now home of Jalen George, by the way.
Did he go to the house?
Yeah, he must have, or he must have been on the phone with somebody who was at the house. Yeah. Okay, that's my opinion.
Okay.
And then we have a streetcar update.
Streetcar update. I'm excited for this because I don't know this one either.
This is from the World Herald. Shout out to Kevin Cole for bringing us the streetcar update.
KC.
Omaha's streetcar project enters a high-intensity construction phase this week.
That implies people will be there working frequently.
Interesting.
But go on.
This week will be the demolition of the Farnham Street Bridge.
Okay.
We already took out the Harney Street Bridge,
Uh-huh.
and now we are taking out the Farnham Street Bridge. The Omaha Public Works Department said in a press release on Friday that Farnham Street will be closed between 28th and 29th Street to prepare for bridge reconstruction. The closure is expected to last approximately 11 months.
Oh!
I don't know if you know this, Connor. That's almost a year.
I did know that 12 months was a year. The demolition will apparently begin on Friday, and the demolition will operate 24 hours a day through the weekend.
Whoa, that was going to be my comment was you got to be working around the clock. You got to speed this up. 11 months is too long. But they're going to be working around the clock for 11 months and it's going to take this long?
No, they're going to be working around the clock just to make sure that they can reopen 480 underneath. And then once that happens, they'll work slower.
Ah, there it is.
I think. In conjunction with the bridge-related work, a full closure will be implemented at the intersection of Turner Boulevard and Farnham Street on January 12th. That closure is required to facilitate complex utility work at the intersection. That is expected to last 4 months.
Question.
Uh-huh.
When do the teleporters open to get us to Creighton basketball games?
Oh, you're talking about the actual streetcar itself?
No. When do I get my teleporter to just go from my house to the Chi in the blink of an eye? Because I can't use roads to get there.
That's right. You're going to have to walk, buddy. I guess walking probably won't get you very far either.
Luckily, I live on the north side of town and can come in from the north side.
Apparently, you'll start to see tracks soon. The tracks are coming down. The tracks for the streetcar.
Okay, that would be a notable sign of progress.
Mainline streetcar track construction also begins in Midtown and the Capital District this week. The Capital District, very near the CHI Health Center, for the record. Capitol Avenue will be closed in both directions between 10th and 8th, and local access will be maintained from 8th Street. Northbound 10th Street will be closed between Dodge and Capitol Avenue. I mean, this is
a cluster. This is a boondoggle. They don't care about any businesses in Omaha, just the new ones that Gene's friends can open up once the streetcar is finished.
Yeah.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this project, but I want it finished.
Well,
I want it open.
It's hard times.
Let's do this.
You know, it's just like the airport.
Wow.
People are going to show up at the airport and they're going to say, "Where am I? This is horrific." Omaha's airport is a disaster. Also, in the next 3 years, they could say, "Actually, this town ain't so bad." That's the end result of this. We had, they must have decided long ago that they really wanted people to say, "You know what? This town ain't so bad.
This town ain't so bad.
This town is not so bad." They have a streetcar and they have a beautiful new airport, because the hell that we will have to have lived through to get to that point where people from out of town say, "You know what? This town ain't so bad," is going to be quite a significant tax on us Omahans. And I'm not talking literal tax. I'm talking our town is messed the bleep up for 5 years.
I have railed against local businesses hopping on social media and telling you, "Hey, it's really slow today. You should consider patronizing us." Before you go out of the house and you're going to go somewhere, maybe you consider going to one of these businesses along the streetcar.
Maybe.
They need our help.
Isn't
okay.
But isn't that what it's really about? Like because Kenneth says, "Hey, look, Kansas City's got a nice streetcar. Tampa's got a nice."
Kansas City's is great.
This is not made. It's not for us. It's for other people to come into the town and say,
And
oh, wow, they got a streetcar.
Yeah.
That must be kind of like a town.
And it's
That-
killing us in the process.
That must be a real life thing. Oh, they had a nice airport. They got a restaurant in here. I could buy a burger for $18.50. That's sick. That must be a pretty normal town. I like Omaha. That's what it's for. It's not for us.
Well, that's true. This is not for us. But who? We're the ones who live here. We're the ones that are paying for it, quote unquote.
We do. So get ready. Farnham Street Bridge is coming out, just like the Harney Street Bridge did.
Will there be a demolition, an implosion, something
I
fun
don't know if they're
for the
going to make a
people
big,
to watch?
I don't know if they're going to make a big deal about it. I think it's like an overnight in secrecy type of thing, so they could get 480 back open before daylight.
Okay,
or something. Maybe it'll be
yeah.
close
Didn't they
for a
do
day.
that to the other,
Harney one?
Yeah, in like 48 hours, like a weekend.
That was the idea.
They were
yes.
like, "Hey, bear with us." For
I don't
a
know if that
weekend."
actually worked,
Yeah.
but I think that was the plan. Right. Okay. There's your updates and your opinions.
Good talk, Russ.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone. To the polls at Happer Show on Twitter.
Just Twitter.
The Twitter feed or the X feed.
Whichever you prefer, we don't judge.
Formerly known as Twitter. Let's go with, okay, last one was about the cups and the upside down and the whatever. Who gets hired first? Chancellor, defensive line coach? Great question. I'm going to say defensive line coach.
I think so too.
63% also say defensive line coach.
They got the jump start.
Is Shalimar's Dancing in the Sheets the worst song of all time? See, I still never figured out what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, I never went back. And
I never listened to the song.
Listen to the song.
I'm sure I know it.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta say, no, it's Crocodile Rock.
I'll take the field.
52% say no. It's close. Would you like to be named Turbo?
I think I would. It's a lot of pressure because people are expecting something versus like just a traditional name. But
Yeah, you'd have to be fast, but you would be. Don't worry. 59% say no. Really? 59% said no to that?
Wow. Couldn't handle the pressure.
That's really surprising. Anyway, those are the poll questions. Josh, what are we watching?
We're watching a little college football tonight. That's right. The FCS National Championship game.
Oh, will they try to change the format depending on who wins?
Definitely, because Illinois State made it instead of one of the Dakotas.
Have you enjoyed my bit of every time
I have
anything happens, I say what college football people would have done?
Yes, it's a great bit.
Okay.
Continue it, please.
Thank you.
They take on Montana State at 6:30 on ESPN. You can also listen to it on the all-new Yacht Rock 1180.
Yes. Josh, look at your hat.
That's right. It's a great hat.
It's a great hat.
Men's basketball, number 10, Nebraska. You got to make room for Daddy. Oh, hi. That's still going.
What in the hell?
That's a very long bet. I assumed it was over. We've been talking for like 7 minutes.
Make room for Daddy.
There you go. Thank you. Make room for Daddy
What
tonight.
was the end of that song? I've never heard that before.
That was our bed music.
That's why the bed music, Josh, should be 30 seconds long or less.
What? Normally not an issue. 5:30 tonight. They're at whatever the basketball equivalent to the horseshoe is at Ohio State.
The shot, I believe.
Really?
I
don't like that.
Finger guns, Josh.
Finger scissors.
Finger scissors.
5:30.
It's like a shot, something Schottenheimer. You know, that's the
FS1 with the broadcast tonight.
Value City Arena. It is the number one Ken Palm thrill score game.
It is.
Yes.
I thought it would be the game that follows it.
Not USC Michigan State.
That is the game that follows it. Yes, 7:30 tonight, also on FS1. Iowa's women play tonight. Number 14, Iowa at Northwestern, 7:30 on BTN. There are 3 NBA games on Peacock tonight. Knicks Pistons at 6 o'clock. That's a game of great significance in the Eastern Conference, Connor.
No, it can't be. There's like 60 games left.
Denver without Nikola Jokic is in Philly, 7:30. And Warriors Clippers at 9 o'clock. All those on Peacock.
Do you enjoy any of the irony of Denver going to Philly and not having Nikola Jokic? Where they always made fun of Joel Embiid for not playing.
I will admit I did think about it when I typed this out on the sheet today.
Not ultimately worth a blurb.
No. The Departed is on at Paramount at 8 o'clock tonight. Pour yourself a nice glass of cranberry juice. And after Connor's recommendation, you should watch One Battle After Another on HBO Max.
Please do. I will have you know that as we were going through our options for watching that movie the other night, the leading option for a while was watching The Town for the 14th time.
Okay.
And then we decided, you know what, let's do something different.
You made a great choice.
And I had almost a whole can of nuts.
Oh. What kind?
The mixed nuts from Costco.
Oh, yeah.
I almost ate the whole can.
Do you have shame about this, or are you shameless?
It didn't make me feel very good.
Oh, okay.
It didn't make me feel very good. Don't eat a whole can of nuts.
A great movie rec and a great piece of health advice. Eat a small handful of walnuts, like Random Mikey has told us.
Heart healthy.
Times.
Heart healthy. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, Connor.
That's it for us today. If you missed anything, 1620thezone.com is where you can find it. The crossover is next.